we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key and we are live for Newcastle against Manchester City. Carabao Cup semi-final, first leg, St James's Park. Big night in the Carabao Cup. And back-to-back big nights in the Carabao Cup, it's got to be said, because tomorrow night we've got Chelsea and Arsenal that we're doing as well. So two very big games. I can't quite call either of these, to be honest. I've looked at the lineups. There's some funny selections in the lineups. I'm a little bit perplexed, but I've got to say there is massive confidence coming from Newcastle fans. I was speaking to Joe and a few of the others in the Discord group. If you haven't yet joined the Premier League Dad Discord group, the link is in the chat. The link is also in the description. Get amongst it. We chat away from these streams and after these streams, and we do a bit of a post-match and a pre-match build-up and wind down and all that sort of thing. So if you'd like to be a part of that, make sure you join the Premier League Dad Discord. Totally free to join. Don't need to be a member or anything. Just get in there. But yeah, we had a chat before, and there was a bit of confidence in there from Joe, who's at the game tonight, by the way. Joe, one of the regular Newcastle fans we have on the channel. Yeah, he said, I don't want to get too confident. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I can see a bit of a smashing tonight for City. He thinks Newcastle are going to wipe the floor with these tonight. I like the confidence. I've got to admire the confidence. I've got to say, listen, as a Liverpool fan, I'm someone who isn't very confident watching Liverpool at the minute. It's nice to see another team very confident watching their team. So, fair play. Newcastle's lineup is a peculiar one, though, I've got to say. Pope's in goal, Murphy or Miley at right back. I'm not quite sure how it's going to be stacked up. Maybe Lewis Miley goes to right back. Malik Chow and Sven Botman. Sven Botman, of course, newly signed a contract. Lewis Hall, left back. And then it'll be Bruno, Guimaraes, Joelinton, and Ramsey in midfield. And then maybe Murphy, Wissa, and Gordon as part of the front three. So, yeah, no Voltemada. No Voltemada, no Barnes, no Tonali, no Ramsdale, no Elanga. Bit of a peculiar side, I've got to say, from Newcastle, this one. But I want to get your thoughts on it, as always. I want to get your take on it. Jabbertwadi, hello everyone, how's it going? Sarah, how's it going? Key, you're late again. I'm sorry, I apologise. Pixel says, can't wait for the match. I think Semenyo will have a class game or a stinker, no in between. Well, yeah, I was going to say Semenyo does start for City. Just we'll go through the City side. So it's Max, Elaine, centre-back is the big, not the shock, I guess, but Trafford is in goal. Trafford, who could have been in this game for Newcastle, couldn't he? Trafford was the big signing or big target for Newcastle in the summer. He rejected them. He went to City. City then brought in Donnarumma. What a weird way to start the window. But yeah, Trafford hasn't had a particularly pleasant time at City. He starts tonight. Ake starting at left back. Or maybe not. I mean, this is, again, Flash Score's got people in different positions. It says Ake is going to be at left back on this side, sorry. Ake is going to be at left back, but I don't think it is going to be Ake at left back. I think it's going to be O'Reilly at left back, and then it's going to be maybe Max, Elaine, or Ake goes to right back. I'm not sure. Elaine and Kusanov are the centre-backs. That is a very young centre-back pairing, isn't it, for City? Elaine and Kusanov. Not a lot of experience at the top level for those two. Nunes is at right back, Bernardo Silva in midfield, and then it's Foden, Doku, Semenyo, Haaland. So City's attack, not really any problems. I think City's attack's fantastic, isn't it? But defensively, yeah, Elaine, Kusanov, O'Reilly, Trafford, Ake. It's not, that doesn't strike me as a particularly strong defence. And Newcastle, if they do pick it up tonight, maybe Newcastle can get a couple of goals ahead, maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Chimey, how's it going? 3-star Red says, so United get rid of their caretaker gaffer and bring in an interim gaffer. That's like having Dyche as gaffer. Hey, what about the fact that they're about to appoint Steve Holland, Gareth Southgate's number 2? Gareth Southgate's England assistant manager is about to be appointed Man United assistant manager. Make of that what you will. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Pixel says players who played with disability. David Brooks with cancer. Senna Lamons played with Diego Dalot. Oh, mate, come on. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Swami says praying for a fantastic game, sorry, for City from a Sunderland fan. Right, sorry, TikTok, I apologise, I'm not ignoring you. TikTok, where are you? What we saying? Life of Reese says, come on, City. Callum says Haaland will score at least 2. I am Crute says 6-1 City. And now Alonso has gone, would you potentially eye that up as a move? He's the one manager I'd have. No, not honestly, mate, not at all. No. Xabi Alonso is not for me. Not for me. Happy is not the appointment that I would go for if I was Liverpool right now. To be honest, I wouldn't be appointing anyone. Arne Slot's the appointment we need. We need to stick with him. I am Cruz says we were very poor yesterday until Vert and Ekatiki came on, subbing on 300 million quid. Where's 300 million quid come from? That number gets bigger every time someone does it. This fact Szoboszlai went to right back yesterday with the substitution worried me. We've got no one else. We've got no one else, mate. Who else are you wanting him to put at right back? S says, who's scoring tonight? Who's scoring tonight? Who do we think? Who's scoring in this one? I think that we will see. I think Haaland's definitely scoring. I definitely think Haaland's scoring. Kyle, well done yesterday. Mate, good to see you yesterday. You gave us a hell of a game. You gave us a bit of a scare. Admittedly, it was one that we kind of brought upon ourselves with a ridiculous moment from Szoboszlai. But I will say, I thought Reyes Cleary was absolutely fantastic. You could have sprung a shot with us with Davis Keeler done if he'd have managed to get that header in the first minute. You know, you were an absolute credit. The Tykes were absolutely fantastic yesterday. So listen, fair play, mate. I thought Barnsley were fantastic, and the 4-1 scoreline probably doesn't reflect the performance that you guys put in. We weren't terrific, but it looked a lot more comfortable than it was. I'd say that. And hopefully you had a good day, and because I know you said you went to the ground and you went to the pub beforehand and stuff. Hopefully you had a good day, if nothing else, even if the result wasn't fantastic. Sufi says, Key, do you think Arsenal are going to win the league because of their new throwing coach? Probably not just because of that, no. Sarah, have you heard Klopp's turned down Madrid? Well, I heard him say that it didn't trigger anything within me. In other words, like, I'm not, I've heard people are talking, but it's not like, it's not set alight a fire within me that I have to go to Madrid. Life of Justin says Southgate ain't getting the job. Sorry, non-United fans, but if you checked out what The Athletic reported, despite UK media nonsense, last time Southgate wasn't even on the shortlist. That's categorically not true, though. We know that's not true because we know that Jim Ratcliffe met with Gareth Southgate. They've mentioned it. There was talk. Dan Ashworth favoured Gareth Southgate. There was a big, and that, I mean, obviously Gareth Southgate maybe not coming in was maybe a part of why Dan Ashworth isn't at the club anymore. But there was certainly a push for Gareth Southgate to Man United. Absolutely, there was not that long ago, and Jim Ratcliffe was one of the people who was pushing for it. That's been discussed on Man United fan channels. 3 stars says Gareth ain't that stupid. It seems after all he sends his assistant into the firing line first. And Jabba says Klopp replied to Madrid's text with a meme of himself laughing. I think he would be foolish to go there, honestly. I think he would be stupid to go there, Klopp. Like, they'll throw ridiculous money at him, but honestly, I don't understand why any manager would go to Real Madrid. I really don't. It's just a hot potato you don't need right now. Like Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinny. There's just ego there. Xabi Alonso was there 8 months. He had a higher win percentage than Zinedine Zidane, and he's got thrown out the club. Why? Because Jude Bellingham's a little prick. In the nicest possible way. Jude Bellingham, like, we know there's issues with Jude Bellingham. We know there's issues with him in terms of behaviour off the pitch, his mum and dad being a whole, all this sort of stuff. It was an issue at Dortmund. It still is with Jude Bellingham. The fact that Jude Bellingham has come out today and denied accusations of that tells you everything. That's a massive surprise to nobody. Brandon Murray says, yes, Key, you all right, mate? Good to see you. What's your opinions on Carrick at United? Carrick at United, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I would have assumed that United... I mean, that's United writing off the season, isn't it? That is United writing off the season. And it strongly suggests that the manager, whoever he is unavailable till the summer. Now, that could well be Maresca, and we know that Maresca's available, but it could well be that Maresca's like, listen, I don't want to come in mid-season. You made Amorim come in mid-season last year. That didn't work out. I don't want to come in mid-season this year. I want a full summer as new manager, so I want you to bring me in the summer, and that's the only way I come in. Maybe they're waiting for him. Maybe they're waiting for Glasner. Maybe they're waiting for Areola. We don't know. But either way, whoever Man United do have in mind for a long-term appointment, they're not available right now. I Am Crew says, should Tottenham be eyeing up Xabi Alonso then? I don't think Xabi would go there in the nicest possible way. I think Xabi's maybe not a tier above Spurs, but a tier above Spurs. He's just done won the Bundesliga, gone to Real Madrid. He's not going Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid, Spurs. He's just not, is he? Like, his next appointment is probably going to be City, Liverpool, or maybe Bayern. Maybe he goes to Bayern if Company leaves. Company to City, Alonso to Bayern. That could work. That could certainly work. Maybe he goes to Italy. Maybe he goes and tries it in Italy like Jose did. I don't know. There's certainly jobs that he could go and do, but I would be very surprised if Xabi Alonso went to United, if Xabi Alonso went to Spurs. I would be very surprised if Xabi went to any other side in England other than Liverpool or City. Yeah, I think you could justify City. I don't think you can justify anyone else. Red Rebellion says Goldbridge believes United will get Southgate because of Holland already being at the club now. Well, I didn't see Goldbridge said that as well, but that makes sense, I guess. That makes sense. Life of Justin says, you mean them talking about Talksport type articles? Ashworth fired for that recommendation, immediately dismissed. They didn't actually meet. They met Tuchel and Amorim. Well, Tuchel, Amorim, I'm sure there was other candidates considered. And as I said, if Steve Holland's coming in, it certainly does open that conversation, doesn't it? Southgate working in business and has no interest in coaching again, apparently. Oh, right, so he can dismiss TalkSport type articles, but apparently he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there, Life of Justin. I Am Crew says Jones was on the pitch and could have gone there. We were awful as a team when Szoboszlai was there. Mate, I know, but Jones at right back is just as much of a liability as Szoboszlai is. And let's be honest, Szoboszlai had a shit game yesterday. Apart from a rocket in the top corner, he basically was responsible for us falling to bits. How loud was our fans on TV, Kyle? I didn't have the volume on yesterday, so I can't tell you. But I would imagine you were pretty damn loud. Brendan says, who do you think will be the next United manager? I know you support Liverpool, but still. I think the next Man United manager is probably at this point going to be Oliver Glasner. I can see it being Glasner. Yeah. I don't know if that's an appointment that many Man United fans would be particularly excited about, though. Yeah. But we'll see. Reece says we could potentially get Carrick, Rooney and Neville on the United coaching staff. Lordy Lord. K. White, who do you think United will go for? Sorry if you've mentioned it already. I've just joined. No worries, mate. Yeah, I think it probably will be Areola at this point. The fact that they've not got a manager now, mid-season, suggests that the one they have lined up is not available right now. And the standout ones that aren't available right now are, to my mind, Glasner, Iraola, maybe Maresca. Maybe possibly Maresca. Maresca could be a United manager if he's refused to go in mid-season. No managers like to go in mid-season, generally speaking. They want to, he might want a bit of time off after Chelsea. He might want to have a little bit of a break with his family and then go back and rest and go hard at it in the summer. Maybe that's what he said to United. Listen, if you want me, I'll come, but it's going to be the summer. And maybe they weren't prepared to do that with Amorim. Now they are. Maybe that's the lesson they've learned, United. Gav, how's it going, Gav? Good to see you, mate. How's things? Jabba says whoever they get in to manage the summer, United end up sacking him next January and bringing Dice to avoid relegation. Oh, we hope so. We hope so. Charmy says the only ex-player we need in that dressing room is Roy Keane. Have you seen they're on about bringing in Wayne Rooney as well? Apparently one of Carrick is involving a couple of ex-players and players that he's worked with. Weirdly, one of which is Jonathan Woodgate. Johnny Evans is on the coaching staff, but also Wayne Rooney and Jonathan Woodgate are being discussed as being part of the coaching setup. So yeah, Carrick, Evans, Woodgate, Rooney. Steve Holland. Life of Justin says it all depends if Jason Wilcox even survives as director of football. It's all under review. That's why Carrick is interim, as it might change the model. Another change, like systemic, structural change behind him. That's just a weird... Honestly, whatever United have got going on, whoever is leading the whole structure and setup there needs really looking at. Liam says Steve Holland, who's on the coaching staff, coached under Southgate at England. He did indeed, yeah. Pixel says I could do a better job managing United than Glasner. And Brandon says, I honestly like Tudor. Tudor, the ex-Juve manager. Reece says Ferdinand saying that Arteta would think about leaving Arsenal for United. He's lost the plot. I mean, I don't think United would ever appoint Mikel Arteta. Ever. Even if, let's say, in a world where Mikel Arteta says, I would absolutely love to manage. Let's say he fully came out now and did a statement, an article, and said, I've always been a Man United fan and I'd love to be the next Man United manager. Like a proper come and get me plea. I don't think United would appoint him. He plays not at all the United way. Honestly, there'd be United fans who would be like, oh my God, no. As good a manager as he is, no. Gav says, Key, do you want the best bits for this game? G, mate, like I said to you, mate, honestly, if you can and you've got time and you have, you're able to do it, then absolutely that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it, mate. That'd be really lovely. But yeah, like I said to you in the message, when I messaged you on Discord, happy to do whatever you need. If you can't do it some days, you can do it some days. Like dip in and out of it. I get it. I understand. Jamie says keen in plus players sign NDAs equals EPL champions. Sam says, honestly, at the moment, what is United's way? Well, at the moment, they don't really have one, but I think United are a club that do have a very, very clear style of play. They expect attacking football. They expect, energetic, intense football. I'm not entirely sure if Arteta fits that bill. Jabba Twadi says, apologies in advance if I repeatedly boo and hiss Gordon during the match. Hey, it's totally acceptable. And Life of Justin says, nothing changes until we fix our midfield this summer for starters like we did up front last summer and also strengthen the defence. Yeah, it might take another 2 or 3 windows, but again, you've got to get real consistency in the targeting process. You can't want a manager, or you can't hire or bring in players, and the top players, the best players will be reluctant to come to United unless they've got a clear sort of identity and pathway in terms of how they're going to be used. Like, if you're Carlos Baleba, for example, right? Carlos Baleba is being targeted by Man United. I am absolutely sure that he would love to go to United. I mean, that's why he threw his toys out the pram with Brighton. But there might be other clubs that are in for Belabor. And if you've got a bit of a choice and United don't have a manager when they come to you, I don't know. Yeah. Reese, some absolute howler memes in the Discord. Sam says if we don't win anything this season, I can see Arteta going and Xabi coming in. Really? You think Xabi? No, I don't think Arteta leaves. I honestly don't think Arteta would go, even if Arsenal won nothing this season. Gav says, as long as your streams are under 2 hours 45, I'm fine, Key. But if it's over that, you'd have to send me a stream link. They're usually always under 2:45, generally speaking. Yeah. 45 minutes, 15, 45. They're usually about maybe two and a half, absolute tops. Absolute tops. But yeah, well, I will keep that in mind, mate, because I've got a recording number here so I can see how long we've been on. I'll always try and end it before 2:45. Jabba says, even so, hoping for the Newcastle win, but I expect a draw. Buzzy Muntu, with everything happening at Madrid, where some players appear to be going against the coaches, don't you think the point I raised the other day, docking players' wages for poor performance, could help? No, I don't. I really don't think so. I don't think. Listen, if you start docking players' wages, that's going to damage morale. It's going to make players resentful. It's going to make players less inclined to perform. I don't think that's a smart way of working. Not with footballers anyway. You've got to think these footballers are very, very ego-driven. They want rewards for playing well, not we're going to take money off you. Butterborn says, slot sacked, Alonso in the next 3 weeks, mark my words. I guarantee you, mate. I absolutely guarantee you Xabi Alonso is not Liverpool manager next year. I absolutely guarantee you. Not a chance. Won't be. Life of Justin says, Anderson and Belabor signalled they would be interested in joining. I think it'd be one of them and maybe a Stiller from Germany as the two midfield type signings in the summer. Stiller and Belabor possibly. Yeah, I think Anderson might be a touch out of... I think it might be out of United's reach at the minute because I think Elliot Anderson will go to a club that's in Europe. I think City will be looking at him. I think Liverpool certainly will be looking at him. There's definitely a few clubs that would look at him. Taylor says, what are you watching it on, Key? ITV or Sky? I've got it on Sky. Mick92, Key lad, how's it going? Magnus, how's it going? Kyle says, I'm still hungover from yesterday. Hey, mate, don't worry about that. Best way to be coming back from an away trip. Reece says, City are interested in Elliot Anderson, and I think Liverpool have lost out, to be honest. Well, listen, apparently City have they've asked Mark Gay if he's interested. And according to The Athletic, Mark Gay has said, I am not going anywhere until the summer, and I prefer Liverpool. That's according to The Athletic. That's the words of The Athletic, not me. Roshant, am I the only one who still wants to keep Slot and not bring in Alonso? 3 at the back won't work at Liverpool. Yes, 100%. You're not the only one. No, I firmly do not want Xabi Alonso at Liverpool. I 100% only want Arne Slot. And it baffles me that people are so excited about it, to be honest. Graham, how's it going? Life of Justin, Belabor and Stiller is definitely an upgrade from the current dross. But what does that mean for Mainu? What does that mean for Kobbie Mainu? You've got a great young Man United talent who was in the England squad at the Euros not that long ago, and all of a sudden, not even considered. It's baffling, isn't it? His career is completely and utterly on the wane, and you get the feeling that he'll go somewhere else, very similar to Scott McTominay maybe, go somewhere else and thrive. But it ain't going to happen at Man United. Adam says City have made inquiries on Elliot Anderson. But listen, they've made inquiries about everyone, City, at the minute. Alex says, hope so, please get Xabi. No, Liverpool aren't getting Xabi, Alex. It ain't happening, I'm telling you. Don't know why you'd want him. Mick, how are we, lad? I'm very good, mate. I'm really good. Very excited for this one. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why, because obviously we watched Liverpool last night. But it didn't really feel... No offence, Kyle. It didn't really feel like that much of a contest. We were 2-0 up quite early on, and even though Szoboszlai has a total brain fart, it wasn't really a competitive game of football. It didn't feel like... It felt like a pre-season friendly to a degree. And And I don't mean that in like a patronising way to Barnsley. It just felt the tempo, the whole tempo of the game. Liverpool were really dull, flat and boring. Barnsley didn't really have too many chances. They hit the post in the first minute and that was it. And obviously the goal which we handed to them on a plate. But there wasn't really anything else that really happened in that game. But yeah, like I said, it's a good game, this one, I think. Two teams will have a really good go at each other. I think City's attack looks fantastic. The defence looks wide open. So I think what we'll see in this game is Newcastle having a really, really good go. Newcastle need goals. I think they need to take a result to the Etihad. They need to take at least a lead of some sort. Maybe ideally 2-goal lead. But at least a 1-0 lead for me. Captain Spurs, come on City, they are the best hope at stopping Arsenal or Chelsea. Well, there is that, yeah. I was going to say, if City don't go through, then I think Arsenal are probably winning the Carabao Cup, aren't they? Let's be honest. So Arsenal might actually win something this year. Right. City about to get us underway. I hope City smash Newcastle, says Mick92. And Brandon says he has the history with the club and he'll play a 4 like he did with Madrid. Yeah, I don't know, mate. For me, I just think Xabi Alonso's not the type of manager that Liverpool need. Right, ball's all the way back with Trafford. Sure, he'll be wanting some form of revenge over... Not revenge, but you know what I mean. Maybe set the stall out that Newcastle should have paid the money to get him earlier. Charmy says if Southgate comes in, Mainu will play. Rashford might even stay too. Adam says, are Man City losing their pulling power or has PSR finally caught up with them? Man City losing their pulling power or has PSR finally caught up with them? I don't think they're losing the pulling power, mate. No, they've certainly still got some of the best players in the world, haven't they? Gav, just make me a mod when you can, and we are quit. Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Life of Justin. Chimey, Rashford is joining Barca on a permanent. They already confirmed he's staying at Barca. Sarah, it was that dull Sobbo had to help Barnsley scoring to make it a bit exciting. And Ronnie, I'm interested in what Steve Holland does at United with that coaching team. Jabba says Chelsea have investments. Yeah, Chelsea just consistently buy players to sell on, don't they? Mick says you need to get me on, key lad. Mate, that's the plan. That is the plan. I'm trying to get more people coming on and chatting throughout the game. But I need to work out the technical side of it. First off, you need to join our Discord. If you haven't yet, that's going to be the way that it works. So if you do want to, during the live, if you want to have your voice notes played, for example, you first need to join the Premier League Dad Discord. We might be able to do calls as well. I think that's the plan, to do calls through Discord, so you can dial into the live effectively. That is what I'm trying to do. I believe it's possible with Discord. But the first step, if you would ever want to do that, if you'd ever want to be part of the discussions that we have on here, even if it's through voice notes or through actively coming on and having a chat with us, then I need you to join the Premier League Dad Discord first and foremost. The link is in the description and it's also in the pinned comment in the chat. Reese, I feel bad for Trafford. He signed thinking he'd start, and then City signed one of the best keepers ever. By the way, there was some issues with joining the Discord last night. I think it's because I stupidly set it up with... there was a default thing on it which said any new accounts that are less than like 24 hours old, they immediately get kicked because it's like a sign of maybe spam or a bot or something like that. It's how Discord works. But I just turned it on. Didn't even think. And I've turned it off now anyway, so it's okay. Don't worry. If you are creating a new account to join, then great. You can do it. You can join. You had one job, Key. I know, mate. I know. It was a recommended thing. It was like a recommended setting. It says recommended turn this on. And I was like, all right, fine. Well, I don't want to get loads of bots spamming the place, so we'll turn it on. Finner's thoughts on Jurgen Klopp being linked with Real Madrid. He's not going to Real Madrid. He's not going to go to Real Madrid. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Klopp went to Real Madrid. I genuinely do think that is his last. The Liverpool job is his last job. He literally said that he was tired. I need to finish because I'm tired. 18 months later, he comes out of retirement to go and manage Madrid. The most high pressure, most stressful job in world football. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally, but there you go. I think he's quite happy doing the cushy job that he's got at Red Bull. That's great play by Gordon, and Newcastle are in. If they get the ball right here, Wissa's in. Chance for Wissa over the bar. He would have been onside as well. Johan Wissa. Oh, you silly, silly sausage. What are you doing? Oh, that's a great chance as well. Absolutely splendid play by Newcastle. He cut him apart. He'd have been onside anyway. I know there's no VAR tonight. No VAR in this game. The ball comes over. Oh, my goodness me. Or maybe there is VAR. Is the VAR in this? Is the VAR? Oh. Gav, have you ever looked at getting Streamlabs key for your streams that give you a few extra things like placing? No, I mean I can't. Honestly, as soon as Streamlabs, it doesn't work for me. It's. Do you know whenever I think you might have been in the live previously. Do you know when it starts lagging? When it starts lagging and there's buffering, constant buffering in the YouTube, on the YouTube lives. It's always when I've been using Streamlabs. It's only when I've been using Streamlabs. It's never ever happened with OBS. It's never happened with StreamYard. So yeah, I just flat out refuse to use Streamlabs now. Because it just kills lives. It just kills it. CRF says, any chance you could show the Dortmund score, pal? I can't show you the Dortmund score. I can't add it to the list on this side. It's this side, sorry, isn't it? I can't show you the list, the Dortmund game on that, but I can keep you updated. It is Dortmund 1, Bremen 0. Mainz 1-0 up against Heidenheim. Stuttgart won 3-2 before against Frankfurt, by the way. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on them as the goals go in. But yeah, first big chance in this game, 6 minutes in, and Newcastle probably should be 1-0 up. Adam says, love the fact VAR is not used in the FA Cup, keeping the magic of the tournament. Is it definitely not? Is VAR definitely not being used in the Carabao Cup semi-finals? Is VAR used in Carabao Cup semi? Yes. Yes, there you go. VAR is in play tonight, and thankfully, I mean, it won't matter anyway because he was onside. There was nothing wrong with that. Doku into the box. Great run from Doku. Good clearance by Newcastle. That was better. Much better defensive work, that. City down the left-hand side with Doku again. He's having an absolute field day out there up against Miley. On City it in. Should be. Oh, Haaland. Haaland was a bug's dick away from that then. Oh, he was so close. Nearly 1-0. Ball got whipped across the face of the goal by Bernardo Silva. Takes a touch off Pope, and Haaland a whisker away. An absolute whisker away. Reece says, I think Savinho is done at City now with that Semenyo signing. Yeah, listen, I'll be honest. I think they knew that in the summer when Spurs went in for him. That was the only reason. There's no chance at all that Spurs are having a serious look at Savinho unless City are open to selling him. Said Howe didn't miss a score. There'll be more chances like that, I'm sure. It feels like in the opening 8 minutes we've already had chances galore for both teams. Fast start at St James's Park. Adam says Pep playing Haaland in every game. Was he needed against Exeter? Oh, and Bob as well, yeah. Yeah, Oscar Bob's another one. I mean, Oscar Bob is a very talented player, but he is also very, very injury prone at the minute. Chalk Chart, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. I still can't believe Conor Gallagher's joining Spurs, the traitor. I think he needed minutes, though, didn't he? It's the only chance he had of going to the World Cup. I think Conor Gallagher needs to go to Spurs, start every week. You know, he did have the option of going Villa, but I don't think he starts every week at Villa necessarily. I'm only joking about calling him a traitor. There's plenty of other Spurs and, plenty of other Chelsea fans who have, though, mate. You wouldn't be the first. Lisha, alright fella, been a while. Have you been back with a banger today, Key? Look out. It's only been 48 hours. Yeah, 48 hours I was away from TikTok. And it should have been a 72-hour ban. But I appealed it and they accepted it today. They approved it. They must have looked at the clip and gone, oh yeah, he wasn't actually talking about it. So yeah, we're back. We're back on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube. We're on everywhere. I probably shouldn't mention that on TikTok, to be honest, because you get... Lisha, not you, I meant in terms of me in the lives. You were in the live the other day, weren't you? 2 or 3 days ago? Sure you was. Life of Justin says we linked to Ruben Neves, not sure about that one. And Adam says Gallagher is not starting ahead of Anderson, Rice, Wharton, Bellingham. I think Gallagher probably would be more of a Tuchel pick than someone. I think, listen, if he's set to drop one of them, because there's a fair few England midfielders that he's not going to pick. I think he likes an Anderson and he likes a Gallagher. I don't think he's all that favourable with... He doesn't favour the Whartons of this world. He wants energy. He wants legs. And Wharton's not slow. He doesn't lack energy necessarily, but he's also not like a roaming, sort of ferocious. I actually think Jordan Henderson's got a better chance of going than Wharton in a weird way. He keeps picking Henderson. Henderson's playing well for Brentford. You know, he's still got legs in the tank, or energy in the tank. He's still got legs. So it wouldn't be a surprise. It really, really would not be a surprise at all. If he did. Mick, I think I sent a request. Okay. Let's have a look. No, there's no request. No request. Ball whipped in. Reece says Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson have to start at the World Cup. Captain Spurs, glad we got Gallagher. He's got a point to prove. And Adam says it's like a jealous girlfriend. You can't mention other stuff. I know, mate. It's mad, innit? It's crazy. It's a much nicer place when we can talk about whatever we want. Usually without it. But, you know, it's a necessary evil as well. Right, Anthony Gordon wins Newcastle a foul. Antti says Hendo will be picked. He's also a leader in the group. Like a 26-man squad means some players won't play. Hendo perfect for a role like that. And Gav says, do you think Morgan Rogers goes to the World Cup? Because apparently in the summer, Chelsea are going to make a £125 million bid for him. To play where, Gav? Where does Morgan Rogers play for Chelsea? No, I don't think Morgan Rogers goes to Chelsea. And I mean, yeah, I think he goes to the World Cup in the squad, but I don't think he plays. He ain't getting ahead of Bellingham in it. He ain't getting ahead of Foden. Yeah, so he's not playing in the 10, which is kind of where he needs to play. He could maybe get foisted out onto that left-hand side of the push. Maybe. But no, I don't think Morgan Rogers is going to Chelsea, not at all. Chelsea are like the last team that I'd put Morgan Rogers in. I think he's going anywhere. It maybe would be back to City, maybe even back to Liverpool. Back to City or to Liverpool. There seems to be options there for him. Hey, Creed, how's it going? Ball into the box, Newcastle, headed wide from Joe Linton, and Philippine says, what's one thing you learned from the El Clasico final? Another bad Madrid season. No, not at all. No, one thing that I learned from the El Clasico. Vinicius Jr. is Real Madrid's most important player. He's absolutely fantastic. He was top class in that game. Yeah. Absolutely top class. Empty says Morgan starts. He's perfect CAM for Tuchel's system. Tuchel loves it. He ain't starting over Foden or Bellingham though, is he, mate? It's just not happening. Avail yourself of that opinion immediately, I'm telling you. Empty says Cole Palmer to United. Again, Cole Palmer, as much as he might be a United fan, he isn't joining that absolute mess at the moment. Not to be unkind to United fans, but let's be honest, it's not the best place to go and play your football at the minute. Cole Palmer isn't stepping away from Chelsea for anything other than a Barca, a Madrid, maybe an Arsenal, maybe a City, maybe a Liverpool. He's not going for anything less than an absolute top club competing at the absolute top level, and that isn't Man United in the nicest possible way. I also think Cole Palmer's a right winger. To be honest, I think Cole Palmer, if I could replace Mo Salah with anyone, it'd be Elise or Cole Palmer. They're the players I want at Liverpool. I'd love Liverpool to go and get Cole Palmer from Chelsea. Gav says, to be honest, I would sell Enzo Fernandez. I'm sure. Yeah, listen, I'm sure you would, but will you? This is the question. Will Chelsea sell him? Again, I'm not entirely sure that Chelsea are going to take that approach. They paid a lot of money for him. He's still got quite a while left on his contract. Don't think there would be any immediate buyers for Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea put Enzo Fernandez up for sale. Who's interested? And at what price? Because it's certainly not anywhere close to the 105 million that Chelsea paid for him, are they? Oh, City unlucky. Newcastle very, very nearly. Foden's been done there. It's not going to be a check, this, is it? Joe Linton seemed to leave one on Foden there. Ooh, it wasn't a red, but it was a naughty tackle, that, from Joe Linton. Adam says Gallagher will be another Loftus-Cheek. Picked the wrong club over and over and over again. Sarah, you've got no chance. Palmer is coming to Anfield. Cole Palmer to Liverpool. Ian, hey, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Your opinion on the Barnsley manager's fume over Dom's back heel? I get it. Yeah, I get it. It was for me, and you could tell Slot was not very happy with it at all. He said that's not something you should do in a training match, let alone in a competitive game. So, yeah, it stunk of arrogance to me. I said that during the live last night before the interviews with the managers, and for me it really stunk of arrogance. I didn't like it. Did not like it at all. Doesn't set a good standard, that. Finners says, I hope Elise is Salah's replacement. We're going to have to start looking at that soon. But again, listen, hey, we're watching Mo Salah on the channel tomorrow. Senegal against Egypt. AFCON semi-final, Sadio Mane against Salah, 5 o'clock kickoff. That one I'm live at 4:30. So if you fancy, we've got 2 watch-alongs tomorrow. Senegal v Egypt, followed by the other semi-final in this one, Chelsea v Arsenal, first leg. Reece says, if Arsenal sign Palmer, Eze most definitely does not get a start. He'd become a bench player. Mate, he's a bench player already. The worst thing that Eberechi Eze has done in his career is sign for Arsenal. It's absolutely ridiculous. The worst possible thing that Eze could have done is sign for Arsenal. He doesn't get a game. He's not going to get a game. He's not the favoured number 10, so he's not going to start over Odegaard, the captain, and he's nowhere near the favoured left side player either. So he's not going to get a game. Gav, are Liverpool going to buy anyone this window, Key? According to the rumours, mate, no. Liverpool have already said that we're not going to sign anyone because we're not convinced that... Basically, we want to sign long-term solutions. We're not going to go and get a stopgap. And we're not convinced that a loan sign until the summer really helps. There's not really going to be a loan signing that particularly helps Liverpool. I can't see Liverpool being able to convince a club around Europe to give us a player on loan that would help us. Like, Liverpool need the very best, and I don't think we necessarily have players of that calibre available on loan. Bryn says, come on, Mo. Yeah, I can imagine Everton fans desperate for Egypt to win that one, so Illiman and Dye and Garner Gay come home. Mick says, no idea what I'm doing. Have you joined? Let me see if you've joined, Mick. Have you joined? Let me see if you've actually joined the member. I don't even know if you have joined, actually. I haven't got a clue. I can't even see. Ian says, lads, Juve has given me unreasonable beef with Senegal. Mick says, I don't think I have. And Joseph, good to see you, Joseph. Unfortunately, even if Senegal lose now, they still play third place, so Ndai comes back the same time. Illiman and Ndai and Garner Gay. Yeah, there you go. So there's no real chance of him coming back early. However, whatever happens from this point. Newcastle down the right-hand side. Good ball in. City clear it away. Only as far as... Ooh. Was it Bruno that who picked it up? Oh no, it was Gordon. City now on the counter-attack with Doku. Doku versus Miley. Plays it back inside. Jabba says, I'm more desperate for a striker, a right back, a left back. Everton need a fair few, don't they? I mean, certainly... I was really impressed with Asnu, though, at the weekend. I thought Asnu came on and did really well for Everton. Bryn, how you doing, mate? I'm doing really good, mate. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen you, Joseph. How you doing? Your lives are popping off, mate. Go and check Joseph Vickers out if you haven't yet. He's a top guy. Doing well. Finner says, I don't get the point of third place finals. It's just another game. Another opportunity to squeeze some money out of sponsors, let's be honest. Gav says, Key, I take it you want a Newcastle win in this game. Do you know what? I don't know if I want a Do I want a Newcastle win in this game? I don't really mind. I think I'm just enjoying the spectacle. I find it very difficult to know who I want to win tomorrow, Chelsea and Arsenal, though. Oh, something's just happened on... Oh, is it a new follower? Hey, look at that. Look at that. We got a new follower icon. Have you seen that? If you subscribe now on YouTube, look at that. New little icon pops up. Joseph, you need to get in the Premier League Dad Discord, mate. We need to get you in the Discord, and we're gonna start getting you in the lives and starting to get people involved in the lives during the game. Ian says, what do you think on these people saying Alonso's a no-brainer for us? It's the same people who've said slot out all season. It doesn't make sense to me, mate. I think the vast majority of people who are saying that, Ian, not all, but the vast majority are generally under 25. There's a big disparity in people with slot out opinions and Alonso in and shiny, shiny, shiny. I want a new thing because patience doesn't exist in my life, which is the case with under 25s, isn't it? Let's be honest. We would all like it. Patience doesn't exist. I want it now. I want it yesterday. That was how I was when I was under 25. My wife would say it's still how I am now. But it's, I just feel like that's how people generally are. It's kids, it's young'uns who want slot out. Ronnie says, who's the one player you could see doing well under Carrick? I'll say Sesko. I think Mainu. Honestly, I think Mainu might get more games. Reece says, Key, we know you want Chelsea to win tomorrow. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think I want either. I think I'd love it if it was 2-2 and both teams get loads suspended and injured and just an absolute carnage. Carnage I'm praying for tomorrow. Mick says, I can't find you on it. No idea how to... Mate, you just have to click the invite link. There's literally an invite link on there. Go on to the place that starts with Y and ends in oob. Go on to... There's a link. There's literally a link. You just have to click it. It'll take you to it. Joe says, absolutely need to do that. It'd be better for away games when everyone's watching watch-alongs. And Joe says, definitely need to sort out a game for it. Oh, definitely. 100%. Yeah. Obviously, you do your post-match stuff, don't you? So that wouldn't necessarily change, but be good to get you in during a game. If you fancied it, obviously, no pressure. But it'd be really good too, mate, I think. Slot has, at the very least, earned until the end of the season. For me, too. To be honest, I think he's earned beyond that. I think at the start of the season, pretty much every Liverpool fan was like, do you know what? They get a pass this year. After what happened, they get a pass. And we're fourth. We're probably going to finish top 3, top 4. We might yet get a cup. It's not like we're doing drastically terrible. The season has been a bit higgledy-piggledy for everyone. People are like, oh yeah, but the style of play is awful. The way that we play is terrible. Name me one team in the Prem who's playing good football this season. Even top of the table's playing shite. Finners, I don't want Alonso or Slot to be sacked. I don't think he'd fit our team. And Philippines says, thoughts on the current state of the Madrid team? How does someone handle Mbappe, Vinny and Jude? I think that's why they're looking at Klopp. I think that's why they're very, very strong on Klopp, because it's going to take a very, very... Listen, Ancelotti came in and could command, couldn't he? Zidane could command. It's going to take a very, very big personality to come into Real Madrid and be like, yeah, I can have words with you because I've done what you've done. I've been where you've been, and I've been better than you. So Mbappe, Vinny, Bellingham, they can't talk to Zidane because he's done it all. They can't talk to Ancelotti because he's seen it all. He's managed title winning, Champions League winning. Klopp's the same. If they brought Klopp in, Klopp would just be like, listen, if you don't like it, on your bike, I'm not bothered. He would deal with them very, very quickly. He gets people on side. Joseph, I'm 100% up for it. It's just difficult as I'm at every home game and sometimes aways, but we'll figure it out. Hey, yeah, let's have a natter away from the live, mate, and chat about it. Jabba says instructions unclear. Youb is blocked on my network. Is it? Youb is blocked on my network. Gav says, I don't know how you hate us, Key. For us, Liverpool would be the perfect team to be champions if we don't become FK, Arsenal and City with the 1-1-5. But you fell over the season, so then them twat Arsenal fans are going to be unbearable. The thing is, Gav, the reason I don't like Chelsea is growing up, we had our rivalries, didn't we? It goes back for me. It goes back to Benitez against Mourinho. It goes back to Jesper Grønkjær scoring the winner against us that put you in the Champions League and we didn't qualify for the Champions League that year. So it's that stuff for me. I absolutely hate Chelsea, and not really for any particular reason other than we had our rivalries growing up. When I was growing up, it was Chelsea. It was United and it was Chelsea. So, I very, very much don't like Chelsea. They're still maybe only third in my shit list. It's United first, comfortably first, then it's Everton, then it's Chelsea, then maybe it's Arsenal, maybe it's City. Arsenal and City probably on a par. Adam says Ancelotti had a hands-off approach and Alonso tried to overcoach the players. Jabber says that was a joke for your TikTok instructions. Mick says, nah, not a clue. Good grief. How have you not got a clue? All you have to do is click a link. Click a link, easy peasy. Finna says, what games have you got for the rest of the week? If you go into the Premier League Dad Discord community, you'll see them all, the full week schedule. It's all there. But yeah, we've got tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got Senegal against Egypt, followed by Chelsea Arsenal. And then we've got Thursday, Racing Santander against Barca in the Copa del Rey. Friday, West Brom against Middlesbrough. Is it West Brom Borough? Friday night, yeah. And then, obviously, we're back into the weekend again. On a Permo, Arsenal, your second team. Arsenal are definitely not my second team, I can confirm. Life of Justin says, too much player power with egos at Madrid, Mbappe and others threw Alonso under the bus after 7 months and only 4 points off top of the league. Yeah. And a very, very strong win percentage as well, Life of Justin. 71%. Apparently it was better than Zidane's. Jabba says, Key, your club's first on my list. Yeah, I could see that. I could tell that. We're having a bit of a fight here. Joe Linton's having words with Nico O'Reilly. Referee's got his card out. Who for? Who's getting a booking? Someone's getting a card here. Nico O'Reilly, I think, and possibly Joe Linton. Yep, card each. A card each. There you go. What was that for? Oi. Do you know what? Yeah, wasn't happy with that, was he, O'Reilly? Was not a happy boy. Key has multiple clubs, you'll have to be specific. I have one club. Die-hard red. Nico O'Reilly on a yellow card. That's going to be a difficult one for the rest of the game for the young man to manage. Because Newcastle will be using... That'll be a target for him now, won't it? They'll be diving every opportunity they get near him. Life of Justin, you can have a card, and you can have a card, everyone can have a card. It's like the Oprah meme, isn't it? You get a card. You get a card. City all the way back to Kusanov. Slapping hands, not a proper scrap. Yeah, it's handbags, wasn't it? Absolute handbags. Key, you get a card. Reese, I hate Haaland as a footballer because he's so good, but I don't think he has an ego as large as Mbappe. Honestly, that thing. Did you see the? Did you see what Xabi Alonso did in the? It was the after the game against Barcelona. Xabi Alonso pointed to his players and he was like, "Come on, let's go and get our runners-up medals," kind of thing. And I think it was to say to all the players, like it was kind of a rallying thing, like, "Come on, listen, we're not sore losers. Let's go and get our runners-up medals." And then and Mbappe went, "No," like proper, like threw his toys at the pram, went like, no chance. And all the players stood with Mbappe. Absolutely undermined his manager then. So the idea that Alonso's, he's been sacked for footballing reasons is nonsense. It's in 100% due to the fact that the players have just not, they've just not taken to him at all. Finner's doing another quiz at half-time. I haven't prepared one, but we probably should, haven't we? I mean, 15 minutes to go to half-time. We've not really seen an awful lot of action since that Whisper chance. Gav, obviously, Keith, it ends 0-0. I hope we're doing the best bit. That's fine, mate. Yeah, that's no problem at all. I appreciate you doing one anyway. But yeah, I can understand totally if it's a 0-0. Maybe we avoid the best bits. It's a tight and cagey game so far. Right, City trying to press Newcastle. Newcastle got it at the back here. Philippine says, I don't get the fans saying Bellingham has a bad ego. He's the only player who plays for the team, in my opinion. I think you can be both. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Bellingham is necessarily lazy. I wouldn't throw that at him. I don't think he's a lazy player. I do think he works hard. I do think he puts himself about on the pitch. He does have energy. That's one of the things, it's one of his attributes, isn't it? He's just boundless energy. He's got loads of sort of great physique. He glides around the pitch. That's one of Bellingham's big sort of positive traits. But I think you can be a player that works hard for the team, but also have a real ego and a sense of injustice. And what was it that Tuchel said about him, that he kind of explodes outwards and you know, his frustration goes outwards rather than inwards, and he sometimes looks like he's having a pop at his teammates when actually he maybe doesn't articulate himself very well. Hey, user 688, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. User 688, is Xabi coming home, pal? No. Unless you mean by going home, you mean he's going back to Managerial Sociedad, then, you know, possibly. Gav says, what is... Finners, now that Semenyo is at City, I don't see where Cherky fits in. I don't think he fits in at all. I don't think Cherky plays for this Man City team. I honestly don't think Pep Guardiola's all that keen on him. Oh, Nunes absolutely sides down Gordon. That's an easy yellow card there. Easy peasy yellow card. But yeah, I don't think Cherky plays for City. Pep Guardiola's already made comments about his off the ball work rate, and that's a big thing in Pep Guardiola's sides. If you're not tracking back, if you're not covering your defensive duties, it doesn't matter how talented you are going forward. There's an element of the Adelta raps about him. Life of Justin says 6-month contract, Gav, and Jabba says more accurately, Carrick is the interim head coach. Life of Justin, 7 a.m. start for this game on the east coast of Australia. Absolutely lovely. Graham triple roll over from Gordon. I mean, he was at full sprint then. Bruno Guimaraes free kick, terrible ball in. It's going to be a corner. Should be a corner. Be yourself, Dylan says, Key, you should be watching Bristol Rovers v Plymouth. It's 3-3. Can you imagine if I'd decided tonight to do Bristol Rovers Plymouth? Can you imagine? CRF says, can't wait for the halftime quiz. This game is shit. Well, I can't be responsible for the quality of the game. Here we go. Corner ball. Far post. Cleared away. City get it away. Samuel Mark Ingram says Pep Guardiola should sell Ryan Cherky to United as a replacement for Mason Mount. Yeah, I somehow don't see that happening. Again, if Ryan Cherky was going anywhere, I don't think he'd be going to Man United. Bryn says, looks like a slap doesn't count as a sending off now. That wasn't a sending off, Bryn. Liam says, evening Key, Klopp to Madrid. No, I don't think so, mate. I think he's retired. I don't think he comes out of retirement now. Lewis Hall all the way back to Botman. Here's Wisser. Good chance here if he can get it to Gordon. That's so poor. Mainz are now 2-0 up against Heidenheim in the Bundesliga. Liam says, Jack Harrison going to Fiorentina. I've just paid for his flight. At the end of the day, he wasn't doing anything, was he? He wasn't doing anything at Leeds. Carl Schickson says, Xabi Alonso to Madrid. Xabi Alonso to Liverpool? No. No, not to Liverpool. Jabba says, wrong shade of blue to be sent off. Hey, listen, the 2 sendings off you had for Keane and Grealish, you deserved them. You absolutely deserved them. Tony says, alright Key, just logged on. How's the game going, mate? Well, I'll let the chat tell you. They're not very happy with the game. 40 minutes in. We've had a sitter. We have had a sitter missed in this game. Wisser really should have put Newcastle 1-0 in front after about 5-10 minutes. But after that, it's been pretty dull. It's been pretty dull. And that one's just a free kick gone straight into the arms of Trafford. And now City on the counter-attack with Doku. Is he going to get to it, though? That's the question. Oh, good defending from Lewis Hall. Charmy says, I hope Rooney rejects the job. I just don't want to see the fan base turn on him. It would break me. And Louis C says, Alonso to Spurs if Frank gets the sack. No. No, Xabi Alonso will not be going from Leverkusen to Real Madrid, from Real Madrid to Spurs. No, absolutely not. I'm sure he'll be enjoying taking some time away, relaxing with his family, you know, waiting for the right offer. And the right offer will come for Xabi Alonso. He will not be jumping back in with a bloody Spurs. I'm pretty confident of that. Trust the process, says Man City play this team. Apparently they don't like the Carabao Cup if you play a second squad in a semi-final. Akeem, how's it going, Akeem? And Sarah Paget, definitely not. Graham says, Ineos prefer Southgate. Well, others claim not to be the case. No, others claiming that Southgate is not even an option for Man United, according to plenty of others in the chat tonight. Tony says, I bet City are getting away with their dirty tactics, fouls, etc. Do you know what? They're not, Tony. I wish that, that would actually make the game an awfully lot more lively than it is. But no, there's not really been too many flashpoints. You know, Joe Linton and Nico O'Reilly had a little bit of a handbag sort of thing. And, oh, get off. You get off. No, I'll get off. You get off. It was one of them. Yellow card you. Let's get on with the game. It was that. That's all that's really happened other than Wisser's missed chance. Pixel Noob, I don't think I'd take the Spurs job right now. Liam says Alonso to City when Guardiola goes. Yeah, I think that might be certainly a better option. He might go to City. Baz, how's it going, Baz? Key, you okay? I'm good, mate, yeah? How are you? Who've Everton got this weekend, Baz? Who are you lads playing? I know your season's basically over now, but who've Everton got this weekend? Philippine says Stevie G would do a good job at reining in Mbappe, Vinny and Bellingham's ego, I think. I think as a player, yes, but not as a manager. No, I think he'd upset a few. He did that at Villa, didn't he? He said, to be fair, that was his big mistake at Villa, is he tried to assert his authority with a few of the players in the dressing room. They didn't like it. And, he went too big with that. And he said, I lost a few of them. He said, I knew I lost a few of them. And from that moment on, I was never keeping the job. Villa for Everton this weekend. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, goodness me. Samuel Mark Ingram says, Gareth Southgate is a useless Premier League manager. He got Middlesbrough relegated. I'd say that's harsh. No, he's not a bad manager. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a club manager, but certainly, the talk of him going to United. I said I'd rather have Ten Hag back at United than Southgate. Mick, please don't. Villa v Everton at Villa Park as well. Oh, what time's that on? I might do that. Game. In fact, what games have I actually got for this weekend? I can't remember what games we've got. think I've got Liverpool-Burnley at 3 o'clock. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, we are doing Villa-Everton. There you go. So, this weekend's games, I've got the Manchester Derby, 12:30, Saturday. Then Liverpool-Burnley, 3 o'clock. Then Forest-Arsenal, 5:30. And then the 18th, we're doing, so this Sunday, Wolves against Newcastle, followed by Villa-Everton, followed by the AFCON final. So 2 days of intense football. And then Monday night football's Brighton against Bournemouth. 2 South Coast clash. Come on, you Blues, says Mick. And I says Carrick's first 2 games are tough. They've got City and Arsenal. Could say, though, they're the 2 best games to have in many ways. Because think about it. He goes into those games. If you're Michael Carrick, you go in as Man United manager. The 2 first games you want are the 2 hardest. Because the expectations are that you get beat in both of them. If he gets a point out of both of those games, it's a great start. It's a fabulous start. Trust the Process says, am I wrong in saying that Haaland is a lazy presser? I don't know how many balls Haaland wins back. I don't know if that's a sign of him being a lazy presser, but I don't think City necessarily press in that way. I think City set traps a little bit more, don't they? I don't think they press from the front, really, City. At least not from Haaland. So I think they want him occupying space and making sure the centre-backs are in certain positions and, maybe opening up space for others. I don't think he necessarily presses as intense because they don't want him to. Maybe they want to save him for them big sprints, them big opportunities. Nelson Reddy, Haaland and Foden are both spectators on the field. Take both off at half-time, bring on Lewis and Divine. Thanks. Is idiot Pep blind again? And Calmera says, I support Man United. Well, there's plenty in the chat who do. Don't worry. Harvey Barnes is coming on here for Newcastle. Jacob Murphy going off. Tony says, are you doing the Liverpool-Burnley game, Key? I am, yeah. Liverpool-Burnley, 3 o'clock on Saturday. Straight after the Manchester Derby, I'm doing that one. Honor Permo says, Key prefers to watch his hated teams get beat other than his own team win. Listen to you. That's not true. Trust the Process says, do you like or hate Mark Goldbridge from the United stand? And do you have reasons? I don't know. I don't hate him. I actually quite like him. Got to respect what he's done. There's claims that he's not a Manchester United fan. How true those are, I don't know. But he's built something very, very impressive, and for that you've got to admire him. And to be honest, he's not that bad. He's not that hard to watch now. A few years ago, and he admits this now, it was rage bait. And you can see that with a lot of other channels, can't you? When you look around at other fan content channels, you do tend to find that there's some who live off the rage bait. And it is just rage bait. They're not saying things they believe. They're not saying things they can justify. City with a chance over the bar. They're not saying things they can justify. They're just saying things, putting a clip out, because they know if they say something that's ridiculous, that's gonna prompt anger and hate, they'll put it out there. It gets loads of clips, loads of clicks, and that pushes their sponsors out more, which means they can get more money. It's easy in that sense. Well, it's not easy. It's flooded to do that market. Sincerity is what pays, in my opinion. At least I like watching people who can actually see and believe that they believe what they're saying. Maybe it's not always that polarizing. Maybe it's not always, he's absolutely crap, he should be sold, he should be sacked, he's terrible, get him out immediately. Or, oh my God, he's world class, he's the best player ever. It's usually, if you're a rage bait channel, you're only ever doing them things, aren't you? You don't tend to do the middle, boring, balanced. Well, maybe he's a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 player. G. Lawrence says, where are they? Where are those Gunners fans? Key, there's claims you ain't a Liverpool fan, lad. Spurs, cough, cough, Spurs. Lizzie says, a not Forest fan picked the best club to do the Watchalongs for. Maybe he did. Yeah, maybe he did. I don't know. He has admitted that he's played the game, in his words, hasn't he? That, I played the game. It's half time in this one, by the way. But yeah, he's now, because he doesn't have to play the game, he can just have his own opinions on stuff and say it how he thinks. And actually, he's quite a he's I think he has some reasonable views, to be honest, and articulates them quite well. I mean, that's not necessarily high praise, but you know what I mean? I quite enjoy watching him a lot of the time now. I think a few years ago he falls into the other trap. Adam says AFTV made millions rage baiting. It's a very effective business model. And again, a lot of people fall for it, don't they? There's a lot of people who watch it on YouTube and socials and whatever, and they click it and they go, oh my God. And Talk Sport is basically that, isn't it? That is the Talk Sport model. It's just been replicated over and over and over again with other fan channels. CRF says, Key, do you think goalless games should be punishable and maybe a points deduction? Goldbridge is erratic. Romario says, sounds a bit like you with the Arsenal fans joking, love you, la. And I says, isn't it crazy to think that Sesko has more goals than Haaland this year? Does he actually? Wow. Jamie says, thoughts on Jonathan Morley? I had no idea who Jonathan Morley was, I'll be honest, and that's not me having a pop at him because I don't know who most content creators are. That's not me having a pop. I'm sure he's a big, massive content creator. It's more symptomatic of the fact that I'm a 35-year-old dad and I'm, maybe a touch out. I'm out of touch. I'm out of touch when it comes to. Is it what are they called? The beta squad, the side men, the beta. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who they are. I know who KSI is, but I couldn't tell you who the others are. So the fact that I didn't know who Jonathan Morley was is not a reflection on him. I'm sure he's fantastic. But he did come into one of my lives. And we did have a little argument. And I could tell right away he falls into the earlier category. Rage bait. Talking shite. So yeah, I will speak on that one. Because we did have a chat, Jonathan Morley, in the in a TikTok live about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Romario, any halftime quizzes? Yeah, I have got a halftime quiz actually. We'll do it. Alicia says, check XDMs, mate, back with a banger. XDMs back with a banger. Red Rebellion, if ever there was a dull game, this is it. Trust the process. Big up, Key. Tony, almost 10k subscribers, Key. Well done, mate. Cheers, man. Listen, yeah, I was going to say, if you are new around here, hit the like button, hit subscribe. I've got a new notification now, so if you've got your subscriptions on public and you click the subscribe button right now, you'll see a little notification pop up on the screen. If you've got your subscribe on public, it will pop up on the screen. Life of Justin says, Goldbridge posted multiple photos of himself as a kid, United shirts. It was a rumour started by someone from another fan channel when he was starting out. Like I said, I've not spoke on it because I don't know. I'm just saying that was the alleged rumour, wasn't it, that he was a Forest fan. That was the attack on his credibility. But I guess he's already demeaned his own credibility by admitting that he has built his platform off rage bait. He's played the game. So you can't say I'm always authentic, I'm always sincere, and then also say at the same time, well, you have to play the game. So, yeah, I'm not saying he's a Forest fan. He's obviously not. Maybe he is a United fan and he's had the picture since a kid or whatever. But still, you're going to get your authenticity questioned when you admit that you just do some stuff for rage bait. Callum says, how do you not know who sidemen are? You was 25, 24 at their peak 10 years ago. Yeah, mate, at 25, I was running my own business and I didn't have time. That sounds really egotistical. I didn't have time. I genuinely, I was driving from where I lived in St. Helens down to London 4 or 5 days a week. Not even kidding. Up at 4, down to London. It was miserable. I hated it. I made a bit of money, but I hated it, and then I quit and sold me, and this is why I do this now. So there you go. So it wasn't an egotistical thing. That's my journey. That's my pathway. So that's why I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are because I've never watched them. I've never been interested in fan content and stuff like that, and I've only really started to get into it now that I do it a bit more. G. Lawrence says, Key, Jonathan Morley hates Arsenal more than you do. You two would make good friends, actually. And DC says, Goldbridge probably has the most followers and also got the rights to cover the German league. Honestly, he's done amazingly well. You have to respect it. You absolutely have to respect it. Jabber says, Goldbridge tells this story time and time again, but his very first kit was an Everton jersey, accidentally bought by a parent thinking it was the United goalkeeper's top. Well, mine's similar, albeit it wasn't bought as a mistake. It was my mum buying it when I was 4 because, our Key, he loves football. He loves football, our Key. He'd love this. Yeah, I'll get it for him. And it was the black Man United sharp view cam kit, with the gold piping, the one that Cantona kicked the Crystal Palace fan in. Yeah, I was in that. And I got a picture taken of me in Chester Zoo. And then as soon as I got back, my dad was like, what is he doing wearing that? Not a chance. And I was literally, it was in the bin that night. I wore it one day. I had a picture taken in it. And then that picture still exists. It's still there now. So maybe the first kit that I ever had was a Man United kit. And my dad bought me a Liverpool kit straight after. But he wasn't aware of it at all. Trust the process. Quiz time. Go on. Yeah, quiz time. Most people have followed this channel will know what the quiz is going to be, but we'll do it anyway. Don't cheat. Do not cheat. You're only cheating yourself. So here's the question. There have been 16 players who've played for Manchester City and Newcastle. 16 players that have played for Newcastle and Manchester City in the Premier League era. Go, fire away, get them in the chat. Fire away. I have got another quiz from Lisha that's just been provided as well. So if we nail through this one quickly, then we can get them in. Adam says, why don't Bayern Munich see the dominance is hurting the Bundesliga? I don't think they care, do they, to be honest? G. Lawrence says, James Milner. Yep, James Milner is there. Played for City, played for Newcastle. Craig Bellamy, he's another one. Yep, Craig Bellamy. Plenty of appearances for them. Stephen Ireland, fantastic. Fantastic answer. Very few forget about him. Or many forget about him, rather. Sean Wright Phillips never played for Newcastle. No. Scott Sinclair. Sinclair never played for Newcastle. Shay Given is correct, though. Shay Given, fantastic goalkeeper, played for both. No, Barry didn't play for Newcastle. Gareth Barry played for City, not for Newcastle. There's one who has a podcast now. Joey Barton. There he is. A polarising figure with a podcast. Joey Barton is correct. One of the Premier League's certainly top 10 all-time goal scorers. Steve Howe is correct. That's not him. Steve Howe didn't score too many. Not Ben Arthur. Not Ben Arthur. Dietmar Hamann is correct, though. Fantastic answer, Lisha. Jolyon Lescott did not play for Newcastle. No. Andy Cole, yes, Andy Cole is correct. One of England's all-time leading marksmen. Lil34L says, is Anthony Gordon going to get any more passes? I would assume so. Stuart Pearce is correct. Yes, Stuart Pearce. Psycho played for both City and Newcastle. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to get. Norberto Solano never played for Man City. No. Sibierski, Paul. Good shout, Paul. Antoine Sibierski played for both. Creed Van Crow, how's the game been so far? Pretty poor, to be honest. Yeah, pretty poor. Tony says Peter Beardsley. Yeah, Peter Beardsley is right, as is Ray Ranson, as is Tommy Wright, as is Darren Huckabee. So there you go. You've got 2 left to get. I don't expect you to get one of them. Sylvan Distan is correct, G. Lawrence. Yeah, Sylvan Distan is correct. There's only one more. Not Sheringham, not Brad Friedel. We've got Hamann. So you've currently got Joey Barton, Peter Beardsley, Craig Bellamy, Andy Cole, Sylvan Distan, Shay Given, Dietmar Hamann, Steve Howie, Darren Huckabee, Stephen Ireland, James Milner, Stuart Pearce, Antoine Sibierski, Ray Ranson and Tommy Wright. There's one left to get. Not Wayne Bridge. No, Did Wainbridge play for Newcastle? I could have swore Wainbridge played for Newcastle. Haven't we already got him? I think we already got him, haven't we? No, he never played for Newcastle. Why have I got in my head that he played for Newcastle? Old or new player? You're not going to get him, I'll be honest, mate. You're not going to get him. He starts with a C. He was a French player who played for Newcastle City and Chelsea as well, funnily enough. Not Wright Phillips, not Scott Sinclair. We've already got them. Sylvain Distin we've got. It is Laurent Charvet. Yeah, Laurent Charvet is the final answer. Captain Spurs' Man City manager Mancini played for Newcastle in the early 90s. Did he? Roberto Mancini. I remember Roberto Mancini played for Leicester. Didn't know he played for Newcastle. Did he play for Newcastle? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Roberto Mancini didn't play for Newcastle. Played for Leicester for about 4 games. Didn't do much else, though. So there you go. Laurent Charvet, yeah, that's right. So it was, there you 16. There you 16 players. Barton, Beardsley, Bellamy, Charvet, Cole, Distin, Given, Haman, Howie, Huckabee, Ireland, Milner, Pierce, Sibierski, Wright, and Ray Ranson. So yeah, there you go. D. All right, here we go. Name 7 players who've played in the Premier League for 3 different clubs since 2011. So last 14 years rather, or 15 years, there have been 7 players who have played in the Premier League for 3 different clubs, or 3 or more rather. Milner is correct. Yeah, Milner is right. Oh, there's more than 7, actually. There's more than 7. Oh, see, that's never going to work. That's never going to work. You can't have examples of correct answers, Lisha. You've got to have all the right answers, because otherwise, if someone gives an answer that's correct, we'll never know. We'll never know. Sterling is right. Milner's Sterling, yeah. Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard, has he played for 3 or more? Yeah, West Ham, Forest, United. So yeah, Lingard's right. He wasn't in the list, but he's there. Adebayor, Bellamy. Adebayor and Bellamy. Would Bellamy count as since 2011? Again, there you go. It's another anomaly. Adebayor. I don't think he would have been since 2011, but again, yeah, he's probably one of them. Danny Ings, Fellaini. Fellaini's not played for 3, has he? Fellaini's not played for 3 Premier League clubs. Only Everton and United, weren't there? Willian, definitely Willian. Wilfried Zaha. Who's Wilf Zaha played for? 3 Premier League clubs, Palace and United. Who else he played for? Who else has Wilf Zaha played for? Did he play for another club? I don't think he did he? He's gone to Galatasaray. I've never seen him play for... Oh, Cardiff he did. Played for Cardiff for like 2 minutes. Daniel Sturridge. Yeah, Daniel Sturridge played for West Brom for a brief spell, didn't he? Ayew is correct. Conor Gallagher. Would Conor Gallagher count? Who's Conor Gallagher? Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher. Ayew is correct. John Joe Shelby, Fabio Carvalho. Right, we're off and underway anyway for the second half. They were all fantastic answers. They were all brilliant answers. I think we need a more finite quiz next time, Lisha. You can never second guess the answers. You need something where the answers are the answers. These are the answers, that's it. Otherwise you end up with all over the place. Right, we're off and underway, second half. And Elka would have been a good one too, but again, would it have been since 2011? This is it. You can never tell. You can never tell. If it was definitely defined as these are the only players who've played for X, Y, and Z within this period. Dortmund are now 2-0 up, by the way. Someone was asking to keep an eye out for Dortmund. Dortmund are now 2-0 up. Berbatov definitely would have been an answer. Yeah, Fulham, Man United, Spurs. Ross Barkley, Roscoe played for, Everton, Chelsea, Luton, and now Villa. Correct. It's a good shout. Townsend. And Nelka's been around the block, hasn't he? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Harvey Elliott. Don't think Harvey Elliott played in the Prem for Fulham, though, did he? So it'd only be Liverpool and Villa. To be honest, he's barely played for Villa. That's been part of the problem, hasn't it, to be honest, with Harvey Elliott? Right, we're off and underway for the second half. Bruno Guimaraes has given away a free kick for City. It's very central. Very, very central. About 40, maybe a bit more yards out. Foden's over it. Bernardo Silva's over it. I think they're going to just dink this one quite central. The ADHD gamer says, just as I predicted yesterday, this is going to be a tie for this one and a narrow win for Newcastle. What in the tie overall? Doku ball in, headed away. Hey, Samoa Bob, how's it going, mate? Don't forget, if you haven't yet, please do 2 things if you're watching this live. 2 things I want from you. Well, 3 actually. 1, like the video, like the live. 2, make sure you've subscribed if you like these watch-alongs and you want to see more of them. We're live tomorrow for 2 games. Senegal v Egypt, massive AFCON semi-final. That's at 5 o'clock. And then straight after that, Chelsea-Arsenal, the other semi-final in the Carabao Cup. So I'll be live for both of them tomorrow if you fancy watching along and having a general chat about football. Then make sure you've liked and subbed. And if you also want to have a chat about football and what you're having for your tea and the traitors and whatever other bits and bobs you enjoy in your life and get to know us all away from the lives, before the lives, after the lives, then you can go and join the Premier League Dad Discord community. Go and join. The link is in the description and it's also in the pinned comments as well. Trust the Process says, can you guess the player from the career? Olympiacos, Liverpool, loan at Roma. Tsimikas, the Greek Scouser. Jabatuari says, oh yeah, Ashley Young, good shout. I'm seeing a pattern with Everton for multi-club players. Yeah, they've been around the block a bit. Everton's a good bet. Oh no, I said the B word. Oh, please don't get rid of me. Grealish, yeah, Villa, Everton, City. City down the left-hand side here with Doku. Ball back to Ake. Stood up. Chance. Oi, good save. Good save, that one. Nick Pope needed to be alert there. Finners says, oh, sorry, Crevan Crow. I had mac and cheese for my tea. Well, I was going to say in the Discord, we've got a channel for people to take pictures of the tea if they want to take pictures, and we can share our teas and stuff like that. Finners Matty, Traitors, do you watch the Traitors? No, I don't watch it, but everyone seems to be talking about it, and I put that in the chat. Ayabonga Ungobese says, how much is half time? Half time was on 45 minutes. We're now 4 minutes into the second half, mate. And Ronnie, I'm currently munching on 20 nuggets I've ordered from Mackey's. Oh God. Says, who's been the better team here, Key? So far, I would say, second half, City have started with all the ball. But I would also say, the only real chance in the game has gone to Newcastle. Johan Wissa should have put Newcastle in front in the first half, about 10 minutes in. They should have been 1-0 up. Since then, the game's been dead. It's been an absolutely shocking game. It's not really been any flashpoints, any chances. Both teams kind of bit of a stalemate. I think both teams have gone for it. Wissa chance! Oh, what a save from Trafford! Just as I was saying, the game's an absolute stalemate. Newcastle in the box. Barnes. Strike! Oh, off the post! Oh my God, it's come alive. It has absolutely come alive. Trafford makes a big save from Wissa, and then 2 seconds later, Newcastle hit the post. 2 big chances. There you go. The only chances in this game have gone Newcastle's way. Wissa there, does that hit the crossbar? Is it a save from Trafford, or does it hit the crossbar, this? Oh, it's a fabulous save from Trafford onto the crossbar. And then Bruno Guimaraes with the strike. That one did just hit the post. Fantastic strike, that. And it was very, very nearly 1-0 Newcastle. Captain Spurs. Key, did you know Spurs was the first team to win the Europa League and the first British team to win a European Cup? Were they really? Finners Matty, I would recommend watching The Traitors. It's quite a few who've said that. Yeah, I need to maybe have a look at it. We've got Newcastle with a player down here. Miley. Is it Miley? Who's got... No, it's Ramsey. Ramsey get clattered there. And I think he's got a... Oh, no. I think it was Doku who's been clattered. Very, very good tackle from Ramsey. Chad Smith. Yeah, need Newcastle for my 4-4. Good to see you, man. Great save by Trafford there from Monopermo. Arsenal says no shots on target with them attackers. Wow. Dan, what's the name of that Italian keeper that played for Chelsea, Bournemouth, and currently at another club? The Italian keeper? Italian keeper that was at Chelsea and Bournemouth? I'm struggling. Who's the Italian keeper? The Italian keeper who was at Bournemouth? You're not thinking of Kepa? Or Neto? Neto's Brazilian, isn't he? Neto's Brazilian, Kepa's Spanish. Italian keeper that was at Bournemouth and Chelsea. I'm trying to think of Italian keepers that were at Chelsea. Key, don't ask why, I want to know. Just interested, what did you have for your dinner yesterday? And life on the line, can you do 30 push-ups? What did I have for my dinner yesterday? What did I have for my dinner yesterday? I think I had chicken and rice. Oh yeah, my missus got me. She came back from the shop and she got me do you know, a cooked chicken from Morrison's? It's a whole roast chicken, like, but she shreds it and like puts it a bit in a pan, you know, seasons it, bit of rice in there, lovely. Just protein and rice, chicken and rice, beautiful. So yeah, I had that for me tea yesterday. And could I do 30 push-ups? Oh, must be. It's 1-0 City. There you go. It's Semenyo as well. It's Semenyo. He scored again. Do you know what? There was an element of luck to that. And it's the first time in this entire game, the first time that City have really ventured into the opposition box. Newcastle have had all the big chances in this game, but City have gone up the other end. They've put a ball in. It's taken a bit of a deflection that's made it even harder for the goalkeeper, Nick Pope. It's right in that corridor of uncertainty. Doku beats the fullback, gets down the line, puts a ball in. Who is it who gets the touch near post? Oh, I think, is it Foden or Bernardo Silva? They get a touch near post and it just runs across the 6-yard box. It's a tap-in for Semenyo. And it's 1-0 City. And that one is going to be... it was Bernardo Silva. That one is going to be really difficult for Newcastle to come back from now. I'm sure they'll still make a game of it. But it was that all-important touch from Bernardo Silva that gets the assist. Absolutely fantastic. Unbelievable from City, that. Bernardo Silva, different class. Lewis says he must be thinking of Kepa. I think you might be thinking of Kepa. Jabba says Key's no time for television. He's the dad of the entire Prem. I've just never... I just don't sit down and watch. Do you know what I tend to watch, me? I'm sad. Do you know what I watch? There's a channel, and I don't mind promoting it either because it's absolutely fantastic. There's a channel on YouTube called Truly Criminal. I watch them every day. Genuinely, they are fascinating. I'll literally, like, if I've got an hour spare, I'll watch a Truly Criminal episode. Absolutely fantastic. Arsenal PL says, I'd rather play City than Newcastle anyways if we can make it through against Chelsea. And John Follow says, come on Newcastle. Newcastle have been the better side in this game for me, but yet they find themselves a goal down. R says Nico O'Reilly was a horrid to Joe Linton. No need to shove him in the face. Don't think it was a red card though, was it? Free John Michael. Who scored? It was Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo who's put City in front. If you're new around here, again, just a quick reminder, while we've got a lull in play, don't forget to like and subscribe. Newcastle will win 2-1 now, and Finner says, do you watch anything like I'm a Celeb or Britain's Got Talent? Absolutely not. No, not at all. No issue with anyone who does, by the way, but no, I don't watch either. Not Strictly, not Britain's Got Talent, not I'm a Celeb. I have got roped in sometimes to watching like Big Brother with me miss. Like if she's watching it, then I kind of come in after work, whatever, and it's on, and then you're like, oh, all right, fine. And you watch a bit of it, and then therefore you're kind of hooked to see what else happens. So I've probably caught like a Big Brother and stuff like that once in a blue moon, but nothing else. The only rap man to rap forever. Says, what a profile name that is, by the way. I'm watching this match to see City lose because I'm a Man U fan. Nice. But I don't think you're going to see it tonight. I think City, at the very least, get a draw in this one to take back. City don't deserve that, says R. And Reveal says, does Semenyo start in the league? If so, who's getting dropped? Semenyo's just started heading over Cherki. Semenyo is City's starting right winger now. I actually think this is basically City's strongest side. Marmoush is back up. Cherki's back up. And maybe Savinio. Yeah, Marmoush, Cherki, Savinio, and possibly Oscar Bob. But they've not. Oh, what a ball that is! Wisser, chance. Joe Linton picks it up. Can't quite get the shot away. Barnes. Bruno. Easy chance, that one. Straight at the keeper. Dan says maybe the keeper I'm thinking about was either Spanish or Argentinian. It's bugging me now. I'm going to check on Google. See you in a mo. I think it was Caballero then maybe you're thinking of. But I don't think Caballero played for Bournemouth, did he? Willie Caballero played for Bournemouth, played for Chelsea, but I don't know if he played for Bournemouth. 3 stars says Britain's Got Talent, no thanks this season. I've had enough of Forest, they ain't got talent. And Callum says, Rodri comes in. Well, yeah, Rodri does, but we're not talking about the front three. We're not talking about the front three. CRF, what happened to Silva? Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's been dropped back. He's kind of sitting deep, isn't he? If anything, he's sitting a lot deeper. It's not Caballero. Trust the process. Says, sometimes I hate Arsenal. In the first half, they make me scared about losing. When the second half starts, they lock in. Whatever Mikel says is helping them. And Adzo says, do you think the Carabao Cup semi-final should be 1 leg instead of the current 2? Do I think it should be? Oh, is it in? Oh, it's gone behind for the goal kick, is it? Or a corner? Botman nearly heading it in at far post there. Dan says he has a long, strange surname. Are you thinking of Kepa Arrizabalaga? Kepa Arrizabalaga, Spanish goalkeeper. I can only assume that you're thinking of him. Kepa Arrizabalaga. He's still the most expensive goalie in the world, isn't he? Trafford with a fantastic punch. Lewis says no Rodri in the best City 11. Yeah, definitely he's in the best City 11. But we're not talking about that. We're talking if City are playing 4-2-3-1, the 3 in front, the 3 behind Haaland is going to be Semenyo, Foden, Doku, isn't it? It's Semenyo, Foden, Doku behind Haaland. Captain Spurs, do you think now City have Semenyo, Arsenal are going to bottle the league? No, I don't think so, but I think he could make a difference. I think if Arsenal bottle the league, it isn't anything to do with City having Semenyo. I think it's more to do with the fact that Arsenal bottle a lot. They've bottled leagues before, and they might bottle it again. It won't be anything to do with City. It'll just be the Arsenal are their own biggest enemies. Let's be honest. Trust the process, as I just found out. Kepa Arrizabalaga is pronounced Kepa Arrizabalaga. Petrovic played for us and Bournemouth, but I don't think he was Italian. No, Petrovic is Serbian, isn't he? City into Haaland. Chance. Claim for the handball. It's gone behind for a corner to City. Adam says, can you name every Ecuadorian that's played in the Prem? There's 15 in total. Fucking Ecuadorians. Ecuadorians, right. So, Valencia. There's 2 Valencias, isn't there? From Ecuador. There's Antonio Valencia and there's Enner Valencia. And there's Moish Caicedo. There is Ulises de la Cruz. I always get confused between Colombia and Ecuador. Ulises de la Cruz is probably one. Let me just check with him. I am doing a bit of cheating, but I'm only checking with one particular player. Ulises de la Cruz. Ecuadorian. I thought he was. Ecuadorian. Ulises de la Cruz. He's the only one that I properly remember from like back in the day. Hincapié I would never have remembered, even though he's I feel like I've got short-term memory loss, me, because I can remember the older ones. I can't remember the newer ones. Is there another? Semenyo will overtake Victor Gyökeres scoring in the league. Chance, City of War, it's 2, and it's Semenyo again. It's off the corner. Semenyo's made a massive difference. 2 chances for City, 2 goals. We're talking about clinical here. City have been absolutely that. Semenyo has made all the difference. 2 goals in 5 minutes, basically, and it's maybe effectively killed the tie. I don't think Newcastle can turn this around either here or at the Etihad. They're going to have to do something very special tonight to go at least to the Etihad with a draw. I don't see them getting back into this tie. It's going to be a very, very difficult one now. Absolutely fantastic finish that. Do you know what? It's a little back heel. It's a back heel from Semenyo. He's away from goal. His body is facing the halfway line. And it's a fabulous flick. That's absolutely unbelievable from Semenyo. And there you go. 2-0 City. Wow. Wow. Adam says you got the top 3 and number 5. Hincapié. I didn't say Hincapié in fairness. Rodallega, yeah, Hugo Rodallega. There's a check for VAR here. What's the check for? That'll be harsh if that's ruled out. That will be very, very harsh if that's ruled out. I can't see how this one's ruled out, but it might be, because when Semenyo hits it, Haaland is behind the goalkeeper. I think it might be ruled out, This might be ruled out. It's going to be ruled out. I'm telling you it's ruled out. That needs to change. That scoreline is going to change. I think Haaland might be behind the goalkeeper there. Or at least he might be beyond him. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh. So tight. He's holding on to him. No, it's offside. It's nothing to do with the holding on. It's offside. That's the check. The check is whether or not Haaland is offside. The only rap man to rap forever says you're the best YouTuber. Cheers, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's nothing at all to do with the hold, but it is everything to do with the fact that Erling Haaland might be beyond the goalkeeper. It certainly looks like he is. If you look at his arm, his elbow, the bit that Harry Wilson... Look at Haaland's foot. Look at Haaland's right foot. He's past the goalkeeper. I'm telling you, this is getting ruled out. If he's past the goalkeeper, then he's offside. Yeah, he's offside. If he is past the goalkeeper, he's offside. That's it. That is going to get called offside. That might be a reprieve for Newcastle. I think we're going to get a VAR check here, ladies and gentlemen. I think that one is going to be a reprieve for Newcastle. I'll be astonished if it isn't. Absolutely astonished if this one isn't ruled out. I think we've still got a game on here. It actually isn't even Semenyo's foot, is it? It's his knee, if anything, or is it his ass? Where's the contact made? I thought it was like a little back heel, but it wasn't. It's almost off his ass. They're trying to draw a line to keep Haaland onside. I do. I think Voltemada's about to come on anyway. There's two changes. Tonali and Voltemada about to come on. But this decision, the semi-final basically hinges on this one decision. And it might yet be getting VAR checked. It's a long, long check. It's a very, very long check. But I think that one is going to get ruled out. I think it's going to get chalked off. A semi-final hinging on one decision. His arm and his foot is beyond the last man, but it's not even necessarily if he's beyond the last man, if it's beyond the goalkeeper. And it is. He's 1,000,000% beyond the goalkeeper. There you go. It's being ruled out. I'm telling you, the referee is going to get told this one is a VAR offside referee. I'm telling you. Captain says, why are all the Newcastle players in orange boots? Yeah, offside. It's been chalked off. Chalked off. Eh? Is he going having a look at it? Why is he going having a look at it? Why is he going having a look at it? Why is he going having a look at this? Why is he going having a look at this? Is it just to deem whether Haaland is interfering with play? That is absolutely... If he's offside, he's offside. Why is this is the first time I have seen a referee go and be sent to the monitor for an offside check. If he's offside, he's offside. Right, here we go. He's going to speak to the crowd. Final decision, offside. Yeah, unlucky Semenyo. Unlucky Semenyo. It's offside. Wallet's being filled. Clarkey says you can't be offside from a corner. It's not offside from a corner. It's Semenyo who knocks it in. Semenyo has the touch, so he's not offside from the corner. He's offside from Semenyo's touch. Mountain says, just wondering how Semenyo can play for City in the Cup when he already played for Bournemouth in the Cup. Did he play for Bournemouth in the Cup? This isn't... He played for Bournemouth in the FA Cup, not in the Carabao Cup, did he? Did he play for him in the Carabao Cup? Adam says, you missed Estupiñán Montero, but Chucho Benitez. God rest his soul, yeah, Chucho Benitez. And, yeah, Caicedo, another Caicedo, of course, sorry. Elanga coming on for Gordon, Tonali for Ramsey, and Voltemada for Wissa, sorry. AC 1987 says, certain you said you wouldn't want him at Liverpool. That's just delusional. No, I don't want him. I didn't want Semenyo at Liverpool, and I still don't want him at Liverpool. Antoine Semenyo is a very good player. I still don't want him at Liverpool. He would be no more than a bench player for us. Maybe for the rest of this, maybe at a push for the rest of this season. Wait, oh yeah, we're on another foul here. Joel Linton, potential yellow. Look at the ref. It's the ref saying, hey, get him away. Get him away. All the City players crowding the ref asking for another yellow card for him. Trust the process. You forgot Nkapie as well. No, I forgot a few. Definitely forgot a few. Captain Spurs says, if Semenyo takes City to win the league, I'm going to celebrate it like the Europa Cup. And Rego Horaney says, this is bullshit. I hate City so much, but that ruins football. VAR needs to go. I mean, to be honest, mate, I've got to say, I agree with you in VAR. I think the use of VAR is all over the place. I don't like it. But I think that was the correct decision. I do. I really think it was. Tonali! Oh, nearly 1-1. Nearly 1-1. FM No Casuals can't stand Joe Linton, mate. Yeah, do you remember all the... Well, I mean, you might not care so much about it as a West Ham fan, mate, but I remember, you know, there was all this noise about Joe Linton's going to throw them Liverpool players. He's going to put them in the stands. And Rio Engamoa had his pants down. The only Ratman says, okay, Newcastle win. My team is saved. Captain Spurs says Haaland's boot looked onside to me, or at least in line with the defender's boot. Nice. It is offside. It is offside. He is beyond. It not even doesn't matter if he's level with the defender. It's whether he's beyond the goalkeeper. Doesn't matter about the defender. If he's beyond the goalkeeper, which he was, if he's behind the goalkeeper, then he's offside. Because there's not two players back. There's not two players beyond the goalkeeper. So if he's beyond the goalkeeper, which he was, and he's interfering with play, then he's offside. He's offside. It's a clear offside. Joe Linton seems unhinged, says Reese. City on the counter again. Cleared away. Newcastle have got some hanging on to do here. They've got to try and get back into this. Lewis Hall and Semenyo wrestles it away for him. Bryn says last man, mate, not GK. No, it's not last man. If you're beyond the goalkeeper, it's different rules. There you go. The last opponent is usually, but not necessarily, the goalkeeper. Hang on. Yeah, I'm sure it's beyond. It's the goalkeeper is the last man. The goalkeeper's the last man, I'm telling you. There's a rule change. That's why City are playing him. You can now play for two different clubs. Ah, okay. Yeah, he's beyond, certainly beyond the goalkeeper. But either way, he's beyond the last man. Look at his boot. Even if we forget that rule, look, he is beyond the last man. The boot, he is beyond the defender. His arm was anyway. His elbow. His elbow was 100% beyond the last man. But it looks like his boot is as well. Ethan says, has to be two keepers. Has to be two keepers behind. Has to be two players behind the keeper to negate that rule. Beyond the keeper is off unless two defenders are behind the keeper as well. Rigo Horani says it's correct, but this takes out the celebration from the game. You score a goal and you have to wait 5 minutes to celebrate. Then at the end, have to add 11 minutes on. Yeah, no, it is frustrating. Bryn says can't put it from the elbow, mate. Well, hey, where did he draw the line for Harry Wilson the other day? Where did he draw the line from Harry Wilson when Liverpool, the Fulham goal? That was from his elbow. That was from his elbow. So it's inconsistent, but it is. His boot was past him, but at the very least, this area was. This part of him was beyond it. Captain Spurs says, I'm sure offside is last man, not goalkeeper, but never know nowadays. No, it's the law is written as it's the last man, which is usually the goalkeeper, right? But if the goalkeeper is further forward, then there needs to be two defenders back behind the goalkeeper, is my understanding of it. Unless the law has changed again this season, the rule is that there needs to be two back behind the keeper for it to negate it. DC always brought back to Liverpool. Well, I'm talking about recent games. There's a recent example, a very recent example, where an offside was drawn to the elbow, and that's what played him on, or played him off, as it were. Welsh Wing, as an Arsenal fan, that's a fast decision, not interfering with play. I mean, he's holding a player on the line. Of course he's interfering with play. Lewis Hall, far post. Prince Rupert, I really hope Pep leaves after this season. I'm so done with City dominating every single game they play. And Mountain Turtle says Semenyo played for Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup against Brentford, so how is he allowed to play for City? Apparently it's a new rule this season that they, you're allowed to play for multiple clubs in the competition now. Romario says, one for you. Would you have Voltamard at Liverpool if you'd never bought Ekatike? Yeah, I absolutely would. I don't think he would suit Liverpool, but yeah, I like Voltamard a lot. I think he's a good player. DC, I don't understand the offside. I think it just depends what day it is. They're changing it again. All to play for. Well, here we go. They're into the box. Newcastle, cleared away by City. Last 15. Newcastle need a goal. Newcastle need a goal. Captain Spurs says the offside is not even an inch, and I thought they gave certain allowance up to 2 inch. That's why our automated offside system takes longer than in Europe, says Howard Webb. Well, again, I'm not entirely sure on inches and how many and all that sort of thing, but what I would say is that ultimately it's very much, it's always going to be about very fine margins with offside. Like, Arsene Wenger talked about making the lines thicker. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that would make offsides a bit better. There was always that daylight rule. Do you remember daylight being used as a term in offsides? If there's daylight between them, then it should be allowed. Which is always a bit mad, because the defender's going to be leaning this way and the attacker's going to be leaning this way. There's always going to be daylight between them. Mr. Edward says, hoping Newcastle score, but I still think City have got this. Newcastle have been toothless. DC says, would you say football was at its peak in the 2000s? I mean, I like the 90s. I've got to level with you. I preferred the 90s football. Yeah, 90s and sort of mid 2000s. I think it started going a bit more meh around after about 2007, 2008. Graham says offside is offside. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't like it, but it is kind of the rule, and that's why it's there. If you're an inch offside or a mile offside, you're offside. Lisha Voltamada would bring the Crouchy era back at Liverpool. I like Voltamada a lot, but I don't think he'd be a good fit for us. I think we're certainly better having got Ekatike. The only Ratman says, do you watch every game that's on? Not every game. No, not every game. I can't watch every game, sadly. But I do generally watch at least one, if not 2 or 3 a day. This weekend, we're doing 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday. I'm doing 2 tomorrow, 1 on Thursday, 1 on Friday. City, chance. Big opportunity here. Great block from Newcastle. DC says, yeah, well, even the 90s was good. Too much about money and not quality anymore. The thing is, I mean, even in the 90s, like, Serie A dominated in terms of money spent, and then La Liga did, and now it's the Premier League. It just feels like it's maybe... We were used... Do you know what it was? I think there was more identity with teams. There was a lot more about... A little bit like why... I just feel like football's kind of lost its charm to a degree. Because it used to be... How exciting was it when your club signed? Like, I remember how exciting, like, the Premier League was to get, like, Juninho in. It wasn't just Middlesbrough fans excited when Middlesbrough signed Juninho from... Was it Sao Paulo or Flamengo? They signed him and it was like, oh, they've signed this little Brazilian and he's come in and he just lit the Premier League up. And it was like, whoa, that's unbelievable. And everyone was excited. We're going to see that little Juninho. And it was like a whole thing. And now it's just like this young Brazilian wonder kids coming in the league every 5 minutes. West Ham paid massive money for Lewis Guilherme. He's not done anything. Aston Villa have just paid one for a kid called Alisson. You know, Matheus Franca, who Palace signed. There's loads. It's just not. It's not really the same, is it? We all crave a bit of nostalgia with football in that sense. The only Ratman says, what, the City and Man U game? I'm watching City Man U, 12:30 on Saturday. PNC says, do you think Van der Ven goes to Liverpool? No, but I wouldn't be averse to that move. I think he is a good defender, if he can stay fit. Is Conor Gallagher to Spurs a good move? Yes, very good move. For both Spurs and for Conor Gallagher. I think Conor Gallagher's got the best chance. If he wants to go to the World Cup, the best chance he has is going and playing regularly at Spurs. because he'll be a standout player there, won't he? Spurs midfield is lacking a number of things, but it's mostly lacking energy and someone who can put the hard yards in. Conor Gallagher will do exactly that. Peak Premier League was 2000 to 2010, says Mr. Edwards. And Jag says, noughties were great. 90s was before my time, though. I was too young and didn't know or know how to watch EPL here in the States. City. Oh, yeah. Cleared away. Unlucky. Jag says, I disagree. The 90s were great because even non-Big Four teams had great players that would put their stamp on games. I think the noughties were good. Yeah, the noughties were good. I prefer the 90s. The 90s is when I grew up, so inevitably I'm going to be a bit nostalgic towards the 90s. And the noughties was fantastic too. And then 2010 to like 2020 was... I mean, it was better towards the tail end because Liverpool had the Klopp era just coming in and it was fantastic. I loved all that. But I think generally football as a whole has not been as high quality, in my opinion, since about 2010. Adam says there's more squad quality now, but not enough individual talent like Henry, CR7, Rooney, Cantona. D says Newcastle need to score 2 goals at City. Will be hard without conceding. Well, they don't necessarily need to score 2 goals. They can take it to penalties. They could keep it tight and try and, pinch one. But if I'm dead honest, I think for Newcastle to have a really good chance of going to City, getting a point at City is incredibly difficult. So for me, have you give that to City? Yeah, I think if you're gonna go to City and try and get not a point, you're gonna try and get at least a draw. For me, you need to be getting a draw in this one, don't you? Mr. Edwards, 90s was good too. Cheeky bit of Nobby Solano. Nobby Solano was noughties, wasn't he? When did Nobby Solano come to the Prem? I thought Nobby Solano would have been more like... Maybe he was late 90s, like 99, 90... DC says, feels like there's more of a gap from the Premier League to other leagues than the gap with Italy then. And Lisha says, and nowadays you'll know the transfer confirmed weeks before it gets confirmed by the club, from Fab. PNT says, are you surprised that Frank's lasted longer than Xavi and the Chelsea manager? No, not at all. I think Frank is a very, very good manager and Spurs need to stay patient with him. Clarkey, I'm away to the Manchester derby on Friday, Key. Enjoy it, mate. I don't know if it's going to be such a good game for United, but I think best of luck to him. 3-star, late 70s through 80s and early 90s for me. I think the 80s was a fantastic time to watch football as well. I miss George Best. Wim says, yo, Key, Club Brugge are out of the Belgium Cup. Not a great start to the year for Club Brugge. Newcastle down the left-hand side. They're in. Voltemada, got to finish it. What are you doing? Why is he not shot there, Voltemada? Oh, why have you took a touch there? Oh, I can't believe he's done that. That was a huge chance for They've missed chances in this game. I don't care what anyone says. Newcastle have 100% missed massive, massive chances in this game. Like Wisser, Bruno, now Voltemada. 98 Solano at Newcastle. 98. Yeah, I loved that Newcastle side. That was a really top Newcastle side as well. Philippines, how much do you reckon Zidane, R9 and Ronaldinho would be in today's market? Well, Zidane was 40 million. He was a world record then, wasn't he? So, I mean, you'd have to be looking at upwards of 200 million easily for all three of them. Jabba says, Voltemada would have fit right in at Everton had he not turned his nose up at the offer. mean, I don't look... If you're a centre forward, you're not going to look at Everton in the nicest possible way, Jab. And I think surely you would have looked at that and gone, if you're not a fan of Everton, let's say you're a centre forward, you're not a fan of Everton, you're just a player from Germany, and you've got lots of clubs knocking your door down. I don't think Everton's necessarily the most appealing option for a centre forward right now. Prince Rupert says, what the hell is Voltamada doing there? Crazy, innit? Yeah, absolutely crazy. And Adam says, City doing better with a makeshift back four than when they visited St James's Park in November. Sesko would have scored that, says Clarkey. I think he would at the minute. Sesko's on fire at the minute, isn't he? Here's Joe Linton. Ball into Newcastle. Bruno into Tonali. Out to Joe Linton. Mountain Turtle says, if the low starts on Saturday, United are even more cooked than they already are. And Jabber says, meaning he shoots like we do. Sorry. He would have definitely fit right in then. Haaland chance. Good clearance from Nick Pope. Both goalkeepers have had good games today, in my opinion. And Mr. Edwards, we all know that Delo is starting. Samuel Mark Ingram says, Anthony Elanga is a dreadful footballer. 50 million quid. Trippier's about to come on here for Newcastle. There's Colo Touré on the touchline. He's just having a quick word with Mbeumo, I think it is, who's about to come on for City as well. The only rap man says, Darren Fletcher, not that good for manager. Well, he got a point and a defeat. And now it's over to Michael Carrick. Mr. Edwards says, Newcastle have gone from Isak to Voltamada and Wisser, both of whom have missed massive chances tonight. Ryan Ait-Nouri about to come on for City as well for Nathan Ake. So that's probably a like for like. Ake has gone to left back tonight. I was surprised to see him there. But yeah, more of a... I'm surprised. Why has Ryan Ait-Nouri not been... not started tonight? Maybe it's because he's just come back from the AFCON. But yeah, Ryan Ait-Nouri would have been a shoo-in for tonight, I would have thought. Mountain Turtle says there's 2 goals against Burnley has really boosted Sesko's confidence. Right, well, we're into the last 2.5 minutes of normal time, and then we've got whatever extra time left, which there might be a fair bit of, I'll be honest. Since the City goal took so long to look at, you might be looking at maybe 8 or 9 minutes. It wouldn't be a surprise if we saw 8 or 9 minutes at the end here. So I think you've got certainly a good 10, 15 minutes left. Here's Semenyo now over on the left-hand side. City now, this is where City are good. And just as I was about to say, this is where City are good. Controlling the ball, keeping possession, just keeping hold of things and settling the game down and seeing out the win. And literally, as soon as the words left my mouth, they passed it away. They gave the ball away. Curse of the commentator yet again. ADHD Gamer says, what do you think of PSG getting knocked out already from the Coupe de France? Did they get beat? I didn't see. To be honest, I haven't kept up with much in Ligue 1 and the Coupe de France. Marseille 8-0 up tonight. I saw that. But yeah, PSG went out to Paris, didn't they? 1-0, Paris FC. Was that yesterday's game? Yeah. Jonathan Ikone with the goal. How's he ended up at Paris FC? He's kind of bounced around a little bit, Ikone. Remember how good he was early in the days at Lille? I think he came out of PSG's academy, didn't he? He was so good at Lille. Got a move to Fiorentina. It didn't quite work out for him, and now he's at... Was he at Como last season? Well, he's bounced around a little bit. Now he's at Paris FC. Still a long, long time left in his career. Voltamada, pull it back in. Oh, yeah, unlucky. Dirty to go. Good tackle, that. Very good tackle. That's not a foul. That's not a foul, ref. That isn't a foul. That isn't a foul from Trippier. He got the ball there, Trippier. Very good defending, really important defending from Rico Lewis there, though. But watch this. Voltemada controls it, plays it in. It's Miley. And I think it's Kusanov, sorry. It's not even Rico Lewis. You can see where I got confused, can't you? It was Kusanov with the effort there. Mr. Edwards says, watch them give 3 minutes extra time. And Adam says, Pep might actually leave the league on a whimper, unlike Sir Alex Ferguson. It's 9 added minutes. I said you were looking at 8 or 9, and 9 is what we've got. 9 added minutes here. CRF, Paris were 18-1 at the time of the goal. Prince Rupert, if PSG are out the cup, it can only be a good thing for French footy. PSG are just lacking hunger after winning everything last season. And yeah, Paris FC, the big rivals. Right, are we going to get an equaliser? Or maybe a goal that kills the tie and renders the second leg fairly pointless? It'd be good if we kept the second leg something of an open, an open watch. I'll be honest, if it finishes 2-0, I might not even do the second leg. Oh, the ref's carded Tonali there. He's carding everyone tonight. This referee, he's absolutely shocking. The only rat man says Amarim said that he was there to be a manager, not a head coach. Yeah, and again, that's a problem. We've talked about that on the channel as well. Managers not going to be that excited about going to United if they are being told by the people above what formation they have to play and what players they have to pick. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be too enamoured with that. Samuel says the FA should have European referees in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup and the Premier League. Well, listen, we've got the best of the best, haven't we, in terms of players? Why wouldn't you recruit the best of the best to come over and referee it? City driving in the box. This should be 2-0. Oh, why didn't he give it to Haaland there, Cherky? And that's where Pep Guardiola's going to be upset with Ryan Cherky. It's stuff like that. It's the pass selection. It's poor, that. Passes it straight at the keeper. And he should have really killed the game off there. Jabba says ref is the main character now. Yeah, he certainly thought he's got main card. He's booking someone else now. What is up with this ref? More card than Clinton's, this ref. Who is he booking? Guardiola. Oh no, it's for Pep Linders. Yeah. Is it for Pep Linders? No, it's not for Pep Linders. It's for someone else. Some City technical coach. Having a whinge. Mr. Edwards, did you hear the news, Key? Luis Enrique's coming to manage Man United in the summer. Is he really? That must have been why they lost. I mean, he's still not signed a contract, so maybe. Ball in, chance must be. Oh, Voltemada again. Oh, what are you doing, you absolute donkey? Oh, they can't say they've not had chances. Oh, how have you not got your head on that? Oh, he kind of pulls his head back. He's a big lad in, but he's got to get his head on that. Am I being harsh? I think he's got to get his head on that. Oh, look at Eddie Howe. He knows. That's a huge opportunity. It's a fabulous ball in. Eddie Howe, he's raging there. Here's Trippier into Lewis Miley. Gino Briscoe, Walter Marders, Andy Carroll in disguise. Honestly, he's certainly been that way tonight, hasn't he? I mean, Andy Carroll was at the very least decent in the air. He was a bit poor on the floor at times, but he was very least. I think Voltemada's getting to the point where he's fallen into the Peter Crouch trap. He's actually very good with the ball at his feet, and he's very good with the ball at the deck. But put the ball in the box. He's not that great a header. He's not that fantastic at headering the ball. Crouch was the same. When Crouch was at Liverpool, our best header of the ball was Luis Garcia. Finn has said Voltemada's been lacking confidence since that own goal against Sunderland. Here's Harvey Barnes. Big chance here. Lewis Hall. Oh yeah, it's under the... No, it's over the crossbar. Trafford, lucky boy. Mr. Edwards says, as Keane said, I'd be throwing punches. I'd be throwing punches at him. It's your job. Adam says, Voltemada hasn't been the same since scoring that epic goal for Sunderland. And Prince Rupert says, Voltemada, if I was a Newcastle fan, I'd blame him for this loss. He should have scored at least once here. Strikers get away with murder, though. Another ball in the box. There's only 3.5 minutes to go here for Newcastle. Joe Linton with a header. Voltemada can't get to it. No surprise there. Here's Semenyo down the left-hand side. City with a chance. Can't quite finish the game off. Voltemada stinker. Wee, says Reese. And Clarkey says Voltemada assisted the United goal as well. It's not been a great performance for him in terms of actually finishing the chances created. In terms of how clinical you want your centre-forwards to be, Wissa and Voltemada have missed big chances tonight. It's not just Voltemada. We're not picking on Voltemada. It's not the hate on Voltemada show. But both centre-forwards have had real problems tonight putting the ball in the back of the net. And they have had chances. They absolutely have had chances. Bryn, night key, lad. Take it easy, Bryn. Yeah, see you tomorrow, mate. If you're around, we'll be doing the AFCON and we'll be doing the other semi-final, Chelsea v Arsenal. Two games tomorrow. Maybe see you in one of them. Senegal v Egypt, 5 o'clock. AFCON semi-final, followed by Manchester City, I was going to say then. Chelsea against Arsenal, 8 o'clock. Gino says Jota was a good header of the ball. He was a fantastic header of the ball, wasn't he? Yeah, fantastic header of the ball. He could... Again, it's usually small players as well. Smaller players with a low centre of gravity. They do tend to have, I don't know why it is. I can't really explain it, but generally they do well. Aerially. Right, 90 seconds left. I don't think we're going to get another chance in this one. But maybe. City have got the ball. Oh, it's a lovely bit of play down the left-hand side. City to make it 2, maybe. It is 2, and that is it now. It's Ryan Cherky. It is 2 now. It should have maybe been 2 earlier, but it's definitely 2 now. Ryan Cherky off the bench to kill the game dead, and that is it. It's done. Newcastle 0, City 2. That second leg is absolutely finito. Finito. You're not going to need to watch that second leg. Look at those Newcastle fans. They know it. They're streaming for the exit. The second leg has just been made utterly redundant. That's it. You're not going to... These aren't going to City and scoring 2 without reply. Not a chance. City might call the... They might lose. They might lose 1-0. They ain't losing 2. It ain't happening. It absolutely ain't happening. It's a lovely piece of play down the left-hand side. It's a fabulous finish from Cherky. Ait-Nouri and Semenyo linking up lovely. And Ait-Nouri getting into the box, pulls it back. It's just a fabulous bit of play. It's absolutely sensational play from those three down that left-hand side. And again, should Nick Pope be getting to that? It's not right in the corner. It's not right in the corner, that. I don't know if I'm being too harsh, but I do. I think that's a bit of a harsh, bit of a poor finish from Cherky to. Yeah, there you go. Ronnie Dodge. What was Pope doing? What was Pope doing? I think you've got to look at the keeper there. I do. I think you've got to look at Nick Pope there. Nick Pope and Voltemada on a different night. Newcastle win this game. On such fine margins, a game's decided. Oh, that's terrible. Who put that cross in then? Is that Harvey Barnes? Oh, he can play for Scotland, him. Oh my God. Harvey Barnes, he's had such good form recently, but a huge chance for him to put the ball into the box. And he gets it all wrong. Gets it all wrong. Jobber, Twaddy says Pope couldn't have done better there, planted in his spot. Oh, he could have done better. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. He definitely could have done better. Right, well, if you haven't yet, again, I'm just going to remind you, if you haven't yet, please do 3 things for me at the end of this live. The first thing I want you to do, if you haven't already, is click the like button on the YouTube live. If you haven't, please do so. Second thing is, if you like this live, if you enjoyed it, if you enjoy these watch-alongs, I'm live every single day. My name's Key. I do more watch-alongs than any other channel, and we cover all different types of competitions. This week alone, we're doing the AFCON, the Carabao Cup. We're doing the Copa del Rey on Thursday. We're doing the Championship, West Brom against Middlesbrough on Friday. There's loads and loads of games that we cover that all the big channels, all the big watch-along channels, they don't seem to care about. But we've watched some absolute classics on here. And if you love football, if you're a proper football fan and you love chatting football with the great community we've got here, get yourself subscribed, get yourself following. I am live for 2 games tomorrow. Senegal against Egypt in the big AFCON semi-final. That's at 5 o'clock. Straight after that, the other Carabao Cup semi-final, Chelsea-Arsenal. Maybe it's a City-Arsenal final. What do we think? City-Arsenal final as an early playoff for who actually wins the league. Land an early blow. I don't know. We'll see. Right, well, that'll be me done for... the third thing. Talking of the great community we've got, it's these guys that make the channel. You guys make the channel. I absolutely love talking football to you. As you know, sometimes we do watch games that are a bit of a dud. For most of that game tonight, not really much going on, but we had a chat about all manner of things. We had a little quiz. We had quizzes about players who've played for Newcastle and City. We had a quiz about Ecuadorians in the Premier League. We had a quiz about players who've played for multiple clubs. We tend to drift off and talk about all sorts of random things, as well as what you've had for tea tonight and Britain's Got Talent and whatever other garbage is on telly. But if you like that sort of thing and you like these watch-alongs, then give us a like, give us a follow. Join the Discord community. The link is in the comments and the link is also in the description. I will see you all tomorrow for a massive game, 2 massive games, Senegal-Egypt, followed by Chelsea-Arsenal, and have a lovely Tuesday night. See you later. Take it easy.